the start of this one. It'll be the Storm will be kicking to the Barnard Street end. And it'll be Eaglehawk, of course, coming to the city end. Interesting enough, Brodie Philo is starting deep forward. In fact, it's full forward for Eaglehawk.
Yes, I noticed that, and he'll be picked up by Shannon Geary at this stage. So that'll be an interesting contest. A young gun against a very experienced footballer in Shannon Geary.
Let's get things underway in the second semi. The first semi is tomorrow, go figure. It's the Storm against Eaglehawk at the QEO. Up they go in the ruck. Just congested bit of footy. It falls to the feet as it always does in these situations. No player can get clear. Umpire's letting it go. And eventually we've got a whistle on play. It will be, in fact, a free kick. And it'll go to Eaglehawk. So Eaglehawk, they start with a free kick. It's a kick to Gillingham. Gillingham goes to Sam Thompson by hand. He's on the wing. Kicks it to half forward. Looking for Knott, who was in the team. Riley Saunders at the back of the pack. We're 60 out from goal. Now it'll be the Storm that'll rebound. Off half back through Moorhead. He kicks it to the wing. Curnow is in the area. Just overruns the footy. Storm, I'll take possession. They're on the wing. Go through Robinson. Robinson inside forward 50. Barnard Street end. Sharp has got it. He's in the forward pocket, hard up against the line, and it tumbles over and we'll ball it in.
Yes, another good, it's a good entry into the forward line by Strath then. They moved the ball well and Sharp was just unlucky the ball landed in front of him, John.
Now 20 metres out from goal, Barnard Street end. Storm are in attack. Minutes into this opening term, we've got a whistle on play. In fact, the umpire I think he's going to ask the boundary to throw it in again.
It is, and it's interesting there, that situation, if neither of the contesting ruckmen can get there, nobody's going to grab it because it's a free kick.
Umpire Vitoriti adjudicating on that occasion. So they throw it into the top of the square. Eaglehawk through Holmes, grabbed it out of the air. He's been pinged. He tried to burst through the pack, but that was pretty red hot, wasn't it?
It was red hot, John. I'm not real sure about that one. I know the player was there to tackle him, but no prior opportunity. But anyway, the umpire's paid it.
He did get the ball away, though, with a handball, and it came out to an Eaglehawk teammate. So I think the umpire was just a bit red hot on the whistle there.
Yep.
But the umpire's in a better position than us.
Yep. Caleb Sheehan to have the shot at goal here, John.
To the Barnard Street end. We're 2 minutes into this opening term, second semi. Caleb Sheehan. Bit of a breeze. The windsock is up and about. Let's see what he does. The ball, it's a horrible ball. It goes wide. It'll go out of bounds on the full, misses everything, and it'll be a free kick to Conforti of Eaglehawk.
Yeah, nerves from the young fella there. Probably his first final at major level, and he found it difficult.
Conforti switches it to the opposite back pocket. Now Eaglehawk, they'll emerge with a long kick up to the wing. There's no one there. It's all stormed through Conway. Conway, a little give by hand, found Wallace.
Good
Wallace
tackling,
will be pinged.
Yep.
And it was, and it'll be Collins. Brodie Collins, he's away now. He'll kick it into the middle. He's got Tibbett on. Tibbett keeps his feet, spills to the back of the pack. It'll be now Geary, Cal Geary on the outer side wing, picks it up. Handballs to Gill. They'll work it and share it. Eventually ends up with Payne for the Storm. Kicks it to half forward. Barnard Street in, but Eaglehawk will rebound. Now it's Sam Thompson off half back. He'll come inboard into the middle. Jeez, it was a poor kick. It'll be now Storm. They'll take possession. Shannon Geary for the Storm. Inside forward 50. Comes to the back of the pack, deep in that forward zone. Holmes swoops on a Eaglehawk. He'll switch. It's a nice switch, and he finds Tim Hill. Tim Hill plays on quickly in the direction of Riley McIver, and he marks it at half back. Riley McIver will look to bring it down, broadcast side. In fact, he'll go laterally. He'll retreat. They quite often do this.
And they do it well too, John. They keep control of the football.
Just looking for a space. McIver was in his direction, put him under immense pressure. Bailey Henderson ended up and gave it the give and go to Sheehan. Now he'll kick it long into the goal square. Bouncing footy.
Yep.
And it's through.
Well, his first kick wasn't that great, John, but his second one was. And terrific teamwork by the Storm. But again, Eaglehawk kicking it high to a contest and allowing Storm to get that spoil and get it going their way. I think it's okay to be switching play. But I think sometimes you're going to be certainly giving the ball back, and that's what happened on that occasion. Well done by Storm.
And it was good work by Bailey Henderson there. He was in the marking contest. He got the ball out. He got the handball back, and he was the one that actually kicked the goal and made the most of his efforts.
First on the board for the Storm, 1 goal straight 6. Eaglehawk yet to score 4.5 in the first. Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community. Thanks to Holden, Colorado at Poyser Holden. The Storm will emerge and go forward again. Inside forward 50. The target is Curnow, and he's clunked 145 out from goal and line him up.
Yeah, lovely work from Troy Coates there. Onto his left and sat it out in front of Curnow, and Bryce made no mistake. You get in front of him, he jumps, he stretches those arms, and it's very difficult for the defender to get on the ball.
Good start to the Storm. Curnow, 45-degree angle. He'll cross the paint mark of 50. We'll get a good look at it over his shoulder. It spins high, straight through the middle. Second on the board to the Storm. In 5 minutes, they go to 2 goals straight 12. Eaglehawk yet to score. Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM, doing it for our community thanks to Aussie Disposals.
Yeah, able to get that quick centre break, and it makes it such a difference. And you got a guy like Curnow, as Norm said, very difficult to defend. And if he's jumping, not a lot a defender can do, particularly if Bryce is able to get front position as he did then.
So a little bit of a nervous start here to Eaglehawk. They really haven't gone inside forward 50. Brody Philo comes in the middle after starting at full forward. Holmes taps it for Eaglehawk to the advantage of Hommelhoff. He handballs to the outer side wing. It now spills to a contest. Ground level. It's Willing in there, a whistle on play.
I think you'll find Philo might have a free for a trip.
Yep.
You're right. He's on the wing. Short pass. Geez, that's a rare mistake. He's coughed it up. He kicked it straight to the opposition. A heavy side emerges. He'll dish it off to a teammate. He'll kick to the wing. That's a poor kick. Sam Thompson intercepts on the wing for the Borough. Kicks it and Hommelhoff takes a mark. Plays on quickly on the left. He's got Tibbett on left half forward for the Borough. So Tibbett looks to come corridor. Now he does. It'll go inside forward 50. McGlashan was his target. Got a lot of it. Then he lost it. Storm, though, will retreat. A handball to the back door to Bailey Henderson. He'll spread it wide. Tibbett tracks the football and it'll go over the boundary line and we'll have a ball in.
Yeah, look, very difficult for the Eaglehawk forwards then because Strath flooded back into defence and they outnumbered Eaglehawk 7-4 there in their forward line. Eaglehawk have got to be smarter with that. They've got to pick a loose man out.
Forward zone now for the Storm. 2 goals straight 12. They lead Eaglehawk yet to score. 7 minutes in the first. Finals football. Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community. Another congested bit of play and 50 out from Storm's goal. Out of side. We'll have another ball up.
Yeah, this is better for Eaglehawk at present. They're one-on-one in their forward line and they've got space in front of the forwards to lead into.
Umpire throws it up. Holmes wins the taps for the Borough. He tapped it straight to Brody Philo. However, a free kick for a hold will go to the Storm.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure on that one, but anyway, free kick going to Heavyside. Such a hard-working player, John.
Yes, he's sent it to the outer side wing. In fact, it's a poor kick. I reckon it might be out of bounds on the full. It is.
Give him a rap. They don't seem to do that too often, kicking out on the full.
Brody Philo, free kick. He'll retreat backwards to half-back in order to go forward. He spots up a teammate. It's 2 goals straight, 12. The Storm, they started well. Eaglehawk yet to score. Almost 8 minutes. Now Eaglehawk, they'll kick it to half forward.
Geez.
Another shocking kick. There's not much of a wind, and it'll be a free kick to Eaglehawk the Storm out of side.
Yeah, unlike the game at Princess Park today, they were going down the lake side and it was blowing out all the time. But nothing here to hinder the players. It's just been 2 shocking kicks down the wing.
Heavy side, plays on, left footer, short ball. Collins, however, for Eaglehawk. That's Brody, wins possession. Dishes it off to teammate McGlashan. That was okay. Finds Collins. That's Jesse. 2 boys out there, of course, across half forward for the Borough. Good tackling. They dive in all on top of the footy. Umpire Goodridge says, give it to me. 78 from the Storm goal. It'll be another ball up.
Yeah, good tackling there by Storm, but also good work by Jesse Collins. He had 3 attempts there and his third effort was very good. It kept the ball in when Strath outnumbered them.
The Borough yet to score. They trail by 2 goals straight. The Storm had a good start. Formosa picks it up for the Storm. His handball was smothered. Offering support, however, will be Lockie Gill. Hard up against the line again. They got a whistle.
Yep.
Might be a free kick, is it?
Yeah, it was. Yep.
Brody Philo again, racking up a few possessions. He'll go. Sean Williams, who's come into this team late this afternoon, got a lot of it. Then he tries to find a passage. He can't. Another whistle on play. It'll be a ball up deep in the forward zone for the Storm.
Yeah, good work there by Storm. They had 4 players at the fall of the ball and Williams was outnumbered.
In fact, it's Eaglehawk's forward zone. I might have said the Storm there, but it's definitely Eaglehawk that's attacking. Now the ball is with Coates, out of side, hands and knees, shovels it out. Can't get free. Eaglehawk through Ben Thompson, who's came into the team as well. Now the Borough will go forward. Inside forward 50. Conway. Strong mark. Short pass over the top. Who's he got? Heavy side. Also offering support. There's two heavy sides out there. Is there? No, there's not. He must have been in two spots at the one time. You've got to go figure. Sharp now in the forward zone for the Storm. Around the body he goes. Bouncing footy towards the goal line. Yep. I reckon he's popped it through. He has. And Lockie Sharp against the flow gets Storm's third on the board. So 3 goals straight. 18 the Storm. Eaglehawk are yet to score. 10 minutes in the first. Finals football. Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community thanks to Priority One Property.
And that was a good handball by Sam Heavyside there. He released Bailey Henderson. Bailey took 2 bounces, kicked it in long to Sharp, 1-on-1. He wasn't able to mark, brought the ball to ground, and as we know with Lockie, very good at ground level as well as in the air, and he made no mistake with a right foot snap around the body.
Good start here by the Storm. They've got 3 straight on the board. Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community. They finished up on top the Storm, and now they're going forward again. It's a hack kick from the middle. Numbers are with Eaglehawk, however. Receiving a handball will be Gillingham. Puts it in the direction of Knott. Conway chopped his arms, and there's a free kick there for sure. Advantage is paid.
That's going to be a good battle, John. Knott on Conway on Knott.
Clayton Holmes received a pass in the middle for the Borough. Smack bang in the middle of the QEO.
There's no movement in the Eaglehawk forward line there. They're all standing, putting their hands up.
We'll have to spread it wide. Broadcast side to McPhee in front of us. Halfway between centre wing and half forward for the Borough. Shallow inside forward 50. Geary, good punch, and so did Conway. Tracking the ball will be Pertzell for Eaglehawk in the Rifle Brigade pocket. 20 out from goal. They're attacking. Just seem to be falling down a little bit across half forward, and they just can't break the pack at the moment, can they?
No, well, once again there, it was Strath Storm 3 against 1 in the contest.
Spills to Shannon Geary in his back zone for the Storm. Into the corridor. It looks like flood out there. It is. Wins possession, gives it to Cal Geary. 1 bounce, out of side wing. Handballs it forward to Formosa. It went 30 metres. Formosa runs on it. Now to half forward. It's a low ball to Curnow. Gets it at his knees. 30 out from the Storm goal. Sam Thompson picks it up for Eaglehawk. They'll work it nicely. Collins getting involved. Now it's Fedder over the top. They need to be careful here. It might be a free kick. And a free kick will be given to Jack Fallon. Jack Fallon plays on quickly, sends it to the outer side wing and goes over the boundary line. 3 goals straight, 18 Storm. Eaglehawk get to score 12 in the first.
It's a little bit of a different tale to this time last Saturday night because Eaglehawk aren't hitting their targets, whereas last week early on in the game they hit their targets and they made it easier for their teammates.
Umpire throws it in, grabbing it out of the air for the Storm. Ratcliffe doing the ruck work. They kick it long to half forward. Rebounding off half back now will be the Borough. McPhee, Collins and Fallon getting involved with a chain of handballs. Ended up there with Holmes of the Borough. An awkward kick to half forward looking for McGlashan. Out of side, 70 out from goal. Swimming pool side in the forward zone for Eaglehawk kicking to the town end. We'll have another ball up.
There's no faulting the work rate of Eaglehawk, but gee, they're playing wide and on. Certainly that outer wing, they seem to be kicking more to the boundary than going back into the corridor.
Yes, it's a bit that Strath are denying him the corridor because they're clogging the corridor up every time Eaglehawk get it.
Eaglehawk are attacking, however, the Storm just a hurried kick out of the pack off half back. Goes to half forward. Curnow couldn't quite get there. And now halfway between centre wing and half forward for the Storm. Out of side, another ball in.
Yeah, interesting there that Curnow was quite happy just to see that ball trickle over the boundary line. Strath can now reset and maybe have another shot at goal.
Storm 3 goals straight, 18. The Borough yet to score halfway through the first in this second semi-final. It's not a cutthroat, but certainly you'd like to get a bit of confidence. Congested ball just forward of centre for the Storm in the middle. We can't find a passage. Ratcliffe did well in there and another ball up.
Yeah, the tackling from both sides has been great. The pressure's been on. There's not an easy kick or handball for anybody out there at present.
Holmes in the ruck, wins for the Borough, puts it down the throat of Brodie Collins. Can he extract it? He can. Kicks it to half forward. 70 from home now for the Borough to the town end. They're all tied up again. 60 from home. Another ball up.
Yeah, Jack Nayland then. Excellent tackle. As soon as Eaglehawk got the ball, he was onto him straight away.
3 goals straight the Storm. Eaglehawk yet to score. Brodie Philo now in half forward. Grabs it. He'll put it inside forward 50 to no advantage whatsoever. The Storm will win the footy. It was a good bit of work in the back zone. Comes up to Shannon Geary on the wing. Short pass over the top was neat to Hunter Lawrence, the man with 2 surnames. Inside forward 50. Oh, it was just like a training drill. Coates at the top of 50. In fact, he's a lot closer than that. Directly in front will line them up to the Barnard Street end.
Yeah, all starting from the back line, that attack. Yeah, just the way they win at the ball and just quick movement. And that's been the difference at the moment. Storm prepared to run a bit harder and get it to a teammate. And they're confident their teammate's going to get the ball to them. Whereas Eaglehawk, a lot of their kicks and hand passes under pressure and missing the targets.
That was super slick. Troy Coates now. He's banged it through Barnard Street end. Jeez. 4 goals straight now, the Storm. Eaglehawk yet to score. 15 minutes in the first of this second semi. Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community. Thanks to Holden, Colorado, at Poyser Holden.
Yes, the ball came into the Eaglehawk forward line and Fergus Payne, he was the one. He made the ball his object. He got it. He took 2 bounces, nice kick up the wing, and from there it was just, as John said, a training drill. And Storm certainly on. Often you can have a week off and come back and be a bit lethargic, but they're certainly right on their job tonight.
William Wallace in the middle doing the ruck work. He won it on that occasion. They try to burst through. Both teams going through hard. It'll be a stoppage. Caleb Sheen did well, and he'll have another ball up. 24 playing 0. Eaglehawk not even look like scoring yet. Umpire throws it up in the middle. Doing the ruck for the Storm. William Wallace again. They might emerge here, Eaglehawk. They need to. Hommelhoff will receive the ball as it's spread wide to the broadcast side wing.
That's better from Eaglehawk. There's more movement in their forward line this time.
Hommelhoff decides to go corridor again. They'll need to work something here. He found Atherton. Atherton a short pass as well. Into the middle. He went to Gillingham. Gillingham inside forward 50. It's shallow. It's a poor kick. And it's intercepted. Storm did well.
Yeah, 5 against 1 there for the Storm in that contest.
Ratcliffe kicked it to half back. They've got numbers through Nayland. Bit of an awkward handball. Heavy side Sam tries to burst through and then quickly puts it on the boot into the middle. Contest forms. A lot of players around the footy. Eventually comes out. They're out to Sheen. To half forward now. Ends up with Cal Geary. He runs forward. He run to 40, then 35, then banged it through again. 5 straight on the board to the Storm. Eaglehawk are yet to score. We've gone 17 minutes in the first. Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community thanks to Aussie Disposals, and they look like stunned mullets.
They do, John. At the moment they do, and certainly Travis Matheson, the coach, can't wait. Well, he has to wait, but quarter time cannot come quick enough to at least get out there and reset and look at what they're doing wrong and try and find a way to get better at it.
They haven't really been in a slumber. It's just that they're falling down across half forward, the Borough. They just haven't got an avenue to goal as they win possession, and they will go forward. Can't win it quite cleanly. Ben Thompson goes in there halfway between the centre and half forward for Eaglehawk, and it'll be another stoppage.
In every contest, they're outnumbering them, Strathwell say it. At every contest, they're running harder, they're getting to the fall of the ball.
50 out from goal. Ben Thompson again might get a free kick. He will. Kick into the city end, but maybe a bit too far out to score. Dish it off by hand to Brodie Philo. He slipped as he kicked it. He was looking for Hommelhoff, couldn't find him. Surely a free kick to the Storm. Pulled down will be heavy side. He was pulled down in the tackle and he'll get a free kick. He'll go wide. In fact, that was heavy side. He's good to be in 2 positions. Came from Flood, in fact. Those boys do look alike, those two. They do,
yep. Goes
to the outer side wing. I shouldn't have fessed up there. Golden rule of radio as Hugh Robertson tracks it towards the boundary line outer side. Another ball in.
But yeah, the Strath boys currently at present are running hard, and I think Eaglehawk have got to find a man. They've got a man up and one-on-one, and you'll get to the football, and then you can make the most of it when you get there.
Ominous signs. Is that a word? Ominous signs here.
Yes.
Yep.
For Eaglehawk, because they're right under the pump. Philo getting involved, gives it to Fallon over the top. It was too slick for him. Intercepted by the Storm through Sheen, who's been good. He's was smothered as well. They've got the numbers, however, and it's Coates. Coates of the Storm sends it inside forward 50, looking for Sharp, but Atherton takes a strong mark. He'll spread it wide now across half back to Hommelhoff. The Borough are out. Hommelhoff runs down the wing. Short pass to the advantage of Ben Thompson. Good strong mark in front of the opponent. Chest mark. He'll go short. Gillingham marks it. Now to the top of 50, he finds Knott, who takes a one-handed mark. Long way from home for the Borough. Kicking to the city end. He'll come wide to Philo. Still too far out from goal. Short pass, barely the required distance. Finds Ben Thompson again. Ben Thompson hard up against the line. Or kicked it down towards the Rifle Brigade pocket. Lucky to keep it in, and Purtzell takes a mark. Purtzell, he'll retreat. Back to Collins. Brody takes a one-handed mark. He had to stretch for it, but he's still 70 from home. Broadcast side, Rifle Brigade, pocket again, short pass, over-possessing the footy here. They've got numbers. Purtzell receives a handball. That came from Ben Thompson. It'll go right to the goal line. It won't make the distance. Forced through for a rush behind for their first score of the evening. Eaglehawk 1 behind. The Storm 5 straight 30. 20 minutes in the first. Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Yeah, that was a better build-up from Eaglehawk then, but once again, Strathstorm had players back in the back 50, and it made it very difficult for Eaglehawk to find a man in the clear.
From the kick-in from full-back, it goes to the outer side. To the back of the pack, tracking the football will be Wallace. Wallace will share it around, outer side. Nice running, the old give and go. Now a kick inside, forward 50. Using his body well, Riley McIver for the Borough. They'll win possession, the Borough. Swings it into the opposite back pocket. Hommelhoff was the target. Emerges. They'll look to centre it across half back. It's dangerous. Storm take possession across half forward. They've got the numbers. Robertson received a handball. He'll send it goalward. In fact, I reckon he's kicked it deliberately. It might be Henderson. It is. Who's taken it right on his chest, hard up against the point post, and pretty tight angle.
Yeah, you never really want to get a turnover at centre half forward, Norman. That's what's happened there. And again, Storm, quick movement. I'm not sure if Robertson, he'll say he passed it. I reckon he was more a kick at goal, but anyway.
Bailey Henderson will go around the body. Oh, he's shanked it, has he? And he's just snuck it in for a little one. So 5-1-31 the Storm. Eaglehawk 1 behind, 21.5 in the first. Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Yeah, one of the positives for Eaglehawk at present is the work rate of Hommelhoff. He's working up the ground, he's working back again, he's finding plenty of space on the grandstand side of the ground.
Clayton Holmes for the Borough. He'll bring it in to the broadcast side. He kicks it beyond 50. They set themselves. Purtzell got a lot of it, just couldn't grab it. Tibbett tries to get involved. Hommelhoff did get involved. You mentioned him, Norm. He's been good. Pack forms halfway between half forward and the centre for the Storm. Another ball up.
Yeah, probably been Eaglehawk's best player so far, Jen Hommelhoff, and working very hard up and down this grandstand side. As
the ball is thrown up in the air, the contest forms again. Formosa circles the pack. He gets the football. It's a little underground ball forward. It went to the opposition in Tibbett. His first real possession. I reckon he's coughed that up. He's handballed it straight to the Storm in Lockie Gill, and Lockie Gill makes him pay. In this second semi-final, the Storm go to 6-1-37. Eaglehawk are 1 behind, 22.5 in the first. Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community, thanks to Aussie Disposals.
Yeah, good work by Gill, Len. He anticipated where the ball was going to go. He was able to be on the run, and once he got the ball and got past his Eaglehawk opponent, it was easy pickings, and the sixth goal for Strath, and certainly they've come to play in this first quarter.
Very impressive and slick unit here, the Storm. Clayton Holmes wins the tap to Collins. He just can't find a path. He manages to get to Holmes, and they share it around, eventually kicked to Brody Philo, who's halfway between the centre and half forward. He had to play on because it was touch. Tippett's getting involved now. Fallon as well received a handball. He'll kick it into the pocket. Harry Conway might get a mark or one for a push. Doesn't matter, he's got it. He goes short, and he's kicked it straight to Brody Philo of the Borough. 70 from home. Outer side, steps around a player. Now he's got space. He'll go to the top of the goal square. A little bit of a push there to the Storm. Umpire Goodridge picked it out as well, and the Storm will have a free kick.
He's playing a terrific game so far, Harry Conway. He seems to be getting in the right spot all the time, Norm.
Yeah, he is. Look, we know that he can play forward and back, and he certainly adapts no matter which end of the ground he's on.
The Storm, 6-1-37 by 36 over Eaglehawk. They've only scored one behind. Another whistle, a free kick to the Storm on half-back, and that'll go to Calgary.
Yeah, Eaglehawk a little bit worried when the ball's in the air. They don't like the Storm players queuing up for marks, and they're paying the penalty at present by contact before the ball gets there.
Shocking-looking boots by Calgary. Have a look. What colour are they, Norm?
Well,
Get back to me on that.
yeah.
Lobster, are they?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Curno's received a mark on the wing, plays on quickly for the Storm, sends it inboard into forward 50. At the back of the pack, cleverly picked up by Robertson, who had a shot at goal and just missed it. So another minor one. 6-2-38 the Storm. One behind Eaglehawk. 24.5 in the first. Finals football. Bendigo's Fresh FM, thanks to Aussie Disposals.
And Robinson then should have been going back for a set shot. The ball came over the back. He got the ball in his hands, but just wasn't able to hold on.
He wasn't. Eaglehawk just need to get one on the board before quarter time. They haven't really looked like it. As the ball is in the middle now, the Storm take possession through Calgary. An awkward-looking left footer inside forward 50 again. 30 out from goal. Mullen did well for Eaglehawk. Fed it to the back door. Fallon trying to get involved. Picked up the football. Then lost it. It's worked its way to 40 from goal. Heaviside might have got one too high. He did. And he'll line them up for another one for the Storm.
Yeah, Storm very impressive with the defence and the pressure that their forwards are putting on the Eaglehawk defence. They're not letting the ball get out freely, and half the time it's a rush kick, which is going Storm's way.
Heaviside. He's had a good game. He likes his chances. The man on the mark stands at 38 metres, 45-degree angle to the Barnard Street end, swimming pool side. In he comes. It's a long, high ball. It won't be a goal. Curnow jumped high, jumped early, come off hands, and it'll be another minor score. 6-3-39 the Storm, one behind Eaglehawk, 26 in the first. Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM, doing it for our community, thanks to Priority One Property.
Yeah, the Eaglehawk defence really under pressure. As you say, it's not easy for them bringing the ball out.
Holmes now for Eaglehawk. Brings it broadcast side again. Set themselves. Henderson is the only one that flew. Took an uncontested mark. So he'll send it back inside forward 50. Bailey Henderson, short pass to Calgary. He marks it at 49 metres. Probably just beyond him, I'd say.
May well call those boots salmon in colour too, John.
Salmon after being sitting in the sun for a good half an hour in the middle of summertime. Calgary sends it long, sends it high. They'll set themselves. Holmes did well with a punch for Eaglehawk. Spills to Ben Thompson. Feeds out a wide handball to Gillingham, who runs to 49. Feeds over the top to Ben Thompson again. Geez, he's besieged by a number of Storm players and 70 out from the Storm goal. In fact, he might have got one too high and it'll be Eaglehawk free kick.
Yep.
So Ben Thompson started off well.
Yeah, Ben's been very good for Eaglehawk so far.
He'll retreat backwards into the back pocket to Holmes, who will then send it laterally across the defensive goal. Oh, it's a nervous kick. Under pressure now. Mullen has got time. Little handball, little give to Gillingham, who kicks it along the line. Bouncing ball on the true centre wing position broadcast side. It'll be a ball up. The Storm by 38 deep into time on in the second semi.
And that passage of play just summed it up. You know, again, a player running clear, but just that bit of pressure on him, and a kick just goes over the boundary line.
It's not the same Eaglehawk that we saw last week. They're down in confidence. Front of the pack, Sheen sharked it for the Storm to half forward. Holmes had a lot of time. He just didn't quite mark it. Bates, and he probably should have grabbed that as well for Eaglehawk. Might get a second chance at it. Another whistle on play. And it's going to, in fact, go to Bateson. So he does get a free kick.
Yeah, and that was desperation for him to get in position, and he got the free for a high tackle.
Eaglehawk, Bateson kicks it to the wing. Good work, McPhee. Dishes off a handball to Collins. It's a poor kick by Jesse Collins to the wing. There's two Storm players there. They raffle it as the siren goes. So it is quarter time. The score here at 6-3-39 the Storm. Eaglehawk are one behind. Terrific start by the Storm in that opening term of this second semi. Plenty more to come in this second semi after the break. Bendigo Live. This is 2019 Finals Football on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Credit to Troy Coates and the coaching panel, the way they've gone about it and the way they've got Strath up and running. The other dangerous thing for Eaglehawk is that Strath are not going deep to get their goals. They're getting them from a long way out with players on the run.
Yep. Let's get the second term underway here. The Storm 6-3-39. They are leading by 38 points. Eaglehawk have not got one on the board. Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM, doing it for our community. Let's see if they can get up and about in this second term as Tibbet goes into the ruck, but the Storm will emerge through Sheehan. He'll kick it into the forward zone. City end, outer side near the scoreboard. Eaglehawk will take possession. Receiving a handball will be McPhee. Sends it to the outer side wing. And in fact, it's marked by the Storm. Good work, little pass to Calgary. Calgary, now he'll go short. Inside forward 50, good hard lead, and it's been marked by Lockie Wallace. Wallace swings and goes. He'll send it to the top of the goal square, looking for Curnow. Curnow defensively put a fist on it, which was a good move because he's in a bad position. Ben Thompson picked it up for Eaglehawk, fed it over the top to Tibbet. His kick is smothered by the Storm. He's a little bit lacklustre there, Tibbet. Then he realised, and he went and got his own ball, put it in the direction of Philo. Philo somehow got it on his boot, went 30 up, but it went straight to Calgary. Calgary is away now. He'll send it inside forward 50. Tracking the ball will be Robinson. Did well. He goes outside forward 50, looking for some time, looking for space, but a whistle on play and it'll go to Eaglehawk. They emerge through Atherton. He kicks it to the outer side wing. So now Eaglehawk have got possession. Outer side. Pertzell. He'll kick it to half forward. They set themselves. Ben Thompson takes a good mark on half forward for Eaglehawk.
Yeah, good work by Eaglehawk then. They waited till the option presented and then they gave it out in front.
Goes inside forward 50, but there's nobody home. It's Shannon Geary who takes a mark at the top of defensive goal. Spreads it wide now. You put it into the path of Wallace. Wallace quickly to the outer side wing, bounces towards the boundary line. It'll go over and we'll have another ball in. It's the Storm by 38, 2 minutes into the second.
And we got the ball 80 metres there without it being kicked. It was knocked on 3 occasions, and that's what Storm have been doing all night. They've been making sure the ball goes their way at all times.
So outer side, it's 38-point margin to the Storm. Full-on fresh footy. Tibbet in the ruck. Wins it to the front of the pack. Contested ball. Gillingham did well. Storm emerge. They've just got the numbers. Running hard as Calgary received a handball. He's at the back door. Now on the left, he sends it into forward 50. Sharp got a lot of it, couldn't mark it. Sam Thompson rebounds for Eaglehawk and sends it to the outer side wing. Hommelhoff, centering ball now to Philo. Philo will run through the middle for the Borough. He'll send it inside forward 50 to Knott. Knott is out. He picks it up on the left. The goals are open. Bouncing, tumbling ball to the goal line, and they get there first.
Well, that's the one they really needed, didn't they, Norm? But their effort this quarter and their defensive play has really lifted, and they're forcing the Storm into some mistakes.
Eaglehawk 1-1-7. The Storm 6-3-39. 3 minutes in the second. Finals football. Bendigo's Fresh FM. Doing it for our community. Thanks to Holden, Colorado at Poyser Holden.
Yeah, one of the first times for the night that one of their good ball users in Brody Philo's been able to get clear. He got out in space there. He put the ball to Sean Knott's advantage, and Sean Knott was able to track it and make the most of it. So we're up in the centre, and McGlashan went up and couldn't get the ball.
Good work there, Normie. I think you're going to take over my job as they go inside forward 50 through for most. That's enough for the season there. In 30 years of calling footy, we've had enough of you, Norm. So over the top. I mean that in the nicest possible way. Heavy side did well. Tried to tap it to Formosa. Still at 70 in front of goal. It'll be another ball up.
Yeah, and once again, good work by the Strath forward line. They've held that ball in right on the edge of 50 once again. They didn't let Eaglehawk get an easy clearance.
Now it's 1-1-7, Eaglehawk. They're trailing 6-3-39 the Storm. Fallon receives a mark in his defensive 50. Spreads it. Broadcast side wing. Knott takes a mark. Kicked the last goal only moments ago. That's a good kick. Oh, that was a poor attempt at the mark. Might have been a McGlashan that fumbled it. Then he lets Bailey Henderson in. Bailey Henderson kicks it to half forward. The Storm attacking nicely through Robertson. Robertson, it's a long 50-metre ball to the top of the goal square. Holmes is there for Eaglehawk. So is Sharp. Sharp picks it up for the Storm. He's got a little bit of space. Quickly bangs it on the boot. Spills wide and it'll be a minor score. So 6-4-40 the Storm. Eaglehawk 1-1-7. 4.5 in the second, full-on fresh footy.
Yeah, one of the first times today that Sharp's been able to get clear of Mullen. Mullen's done a very good job on him in the first half so far. So we're kicked in. Ryan Gillingham's now got the ball in the back pocket and looking for options up the ground.
Gillingham goes short. Oh, intercept by Tim Hill. First time he's had his hands on the footy. He did fumble it. Gillingham Goes around the corner now. Kicks it straight to Bailey Henderson, who's in the front position. Got a lot of it, but couldn't quite mark it. But he's got support through Wallace. Wallace feeds it over the top on half forward. Eaglehawk under pressure. Brody Collins did well, and there'll be another ball up.
Look, you look at the little one percenters, and just then Lester, he got up, he tapped that ball down to a teammate who was in space, and that's got the ball into the Strath forward half of the ground.
Tibbett wins the tap for the Borough. Cross half forward for the Storm. Umpire let it go. Philo did well. They just shared it around nicely and eventually will emerge. Kicks it into the middle. There's no one home. Storm through Henderson. But again, Eaglehawk did well through Ben Thompson. Kicks it to half forward. Not as in the area. But Conway did well for the Storm. Gave it to Heavyside by hand. Heavyside, up and under kick. Fallon takes a good, strong contested mark.
Starting to come into the game for Eaglehawk in this quarter, Jack Fallon.
Fallon's got Knott, 49 from goal. Spots him up and he'll line them up on a pretty tight angle.
Kick the goal. No.
Knott goes short into the pocket. He honoured a lead. Hard up against the line. Might be McGlashan. And, geez, it'll be a good, tough kick from there, wouldn't it? Right up against the boundary line.
He is right against the boundary line. It'll be interesting to see how he goes about it, whether he goes directly at goal or whether he uses a new style, go out on the angle and swing it back over his shoulder.
He's going to do exactly
across
that,
the
Norm.
body, yep.
McGlashan. It's only 20 metres out from goal. Now he goes around the body and he fails. So Eaglehawk, they'll go to 1-2-8. The Storm 6-4-40. 7 minutes in the second. Full on fresh footy.
Look, there hasn't been a goal in this quarter so far, but there's been better signs for Eaglehawk. They've been able to get the ball, they've been able to move it forward, and they've been able to find teammates in space in their forward line. They weren't able to do that in the first quarter.
They've had to go by, not Norm, but the most important thing is that they've kept Storm to a point.
Yep.
Bailey Henderson now. Unusual job kicking in from fullback. He plays on. It's a long ball to the outer side wing. Pack sets. Falls to the front. Hommelhofer's there for Eaglehawk. They've got numbers here around the footy. Tibbett ended up with it. Then he lost it. Conforti tracks the football. First time I've called him this evening, but a free kick's going to go to the Storm, and I reckon Shannon Geary has got a free kick.
Yes, so once again, Storm put pressure on there. They didn't allow Eaglehawk to get the ball clear to get it back into their forward line again.
So Shannon Geary with the ball in his defensive 50. 40 playing 8, the Storm.
But you mentioned Bailey Henderson kicking out, and that big long kick, that'll be the reason why he's got the job. Certainly gets the ball well out of defence when he kicks in.
And he's got that mobility to be able to run up forward as well. Now, Shannon Geary kicked it to the wing. That was a long ball as well. Fed over the top to Cal Geary. He's out and about. They're moving it nicely here. The Storm inside forward 50. Curnow is the target on this occasion. Cal Geary picked it up, fed it over the top by hand. Holmes did well defensively for Eaglehawk. He'll clear it. And he spots up Bateson. Bateson at defensive 50 now. To the wing, he's got Knott. 1-on-1. Too strong. Marked it in front of Heavyside. Knott now on the left. He goes inside. Forward 50. Good hard lead. And that's Riley Saunders. Saunders goes short as well. On as a lead. And a mark's been taken to McPhee. So he'll line them up on a pretty tight angle.
Certainly hasn't had a lot of the footy so far, Ben McPhee, but he's that sort of player. He only needs 10 minutes to have an impact.
So the one that has stood up in this quarter has been Sean Knott.
Yep.
He's provided the outlet pass when they've come out of defence so far in this quarter.
Sean Williams led hard deeper into that pocket. He's closer to goal and received a chest mark. So he'll line them up for goal. He's on the wrong side he's a left footer, I think, Williams.
Yes.
Sean Williams came in late. He wasn't named in the original side. Let's see if he can
Not a
put
bad
this.
effort.
Oh, he slammed it into the post, but it was a great effort, in fact.
Should be a 9-pointer, John.
It's hard to do.
Yep.
Very hard.
1-3-9 the Borough, 6-4-40 the Storm, 9.5 in the second, full on fresh footy. The Storm will bring it in quickly. It's a short pass received by Conway, the kick in from fullback. He'll retreat now to Shannon Geary, who's back in his defensive area. Hard up against the point post for the Storm. Sends it wide. Spots up Ratcliffe. They're moving nicely, aren't they, the Storm? They're confident. Another spot-up player. That's Coates. Coates now for the Storm. He'll send it to half forward. Finds Curnow. Curnow a long way from home. across half forward. He's on the swimming pool side. Now he goes into the pocket underneath the scoreboard. He's got a lead on Calgary and finds him. And he will line them up 40 from goal.
Yeah, good work by Curnow then. He waited. He had 3 other options down the centre of the ground, but he found Geary all out by himself. Easy kick, and Geary made no mistake with the mark.
Geary stands at 51 metres, hard up against the boundary line. Underneath a scoreboard that's blazing a score of 40 playing 9. The Storm's way. Calgary, he sends it long and high to the goal line. Clayton Holmes does the safe things and puts it over for a minor score. Storm 6-5-41, Eaglehawk 1-3-9, 10.5 in the second, full on fresh footy.
Yeah, better signs for Eaglehawk this quarter. They've been able to stop the Storm flow towards goal, and now they've only got to get it going their way and get a few goals on the board before half-time.
Holmes short pass to Gillingham. He went up the middle, then he goes wide to Philo. Philo then spreads it across half back dangerously as well. Calgary's out of the Storm. It might be a mistake by Philo here because Sharp picks it up. Then he lost it. Tried to give it to Heavyside. Couldn't get it. 30 out from Storm goal. But Collins did well. They'll share it through Atherton. And now they're out. It was a good pass and goes to Ben Thompson, who marks it on defensive 50.
Yeah, and Ben Thompson, as we said, he's had a good game so far and providing plenty of options, but undecided as to where to go at this stage. No movement up the ground for him.
He had to retreat backwards and go to Tim Hill, who's now at defensive 50 in the Rifle Brigade pocket. He retreats even further as well, and he goes to Holmes. Holmes now. He took a mark. Now he plays on. He'll send it to the outer side. Dangerous kick again. Curnow just lost his feet at the last moment. Now we're up onto the wing. Hommelhoff got one too high and will get a free kick. Hommelhoff, short pass over the top. That's okay to Ben Thompson. Ben Thompson takes a mark halfway between the wing and half forward, but hard up against the boundary line. Swimming pool side to the Barnard Street end. Thompson. Inside forward 50 he goes. McPhee got a lot of that football, then tracks it. It goes now beyond 50. Tries to get out. Might have been tripped. Umpire let it go. He handballs it forward to Mullen. Mullen lost it. Formosa is now out for the Storm, and he'll kick it to half back, and he spots up Lawrence. Lawrence across half back for the Storm. He'll kick it to half forward. It'll be one-on-one with Coates and Holmes. Holmes cleverly a little push, then won the football, then lost it. Sharp did well of the Storm. Offering support will be Tibbett. Loses his feet. He might be pinged for a ball. That's not. The umpire says, give it to me, and 50 out from the goal. We'll have the ball up.
Prior there, Tibbett. Got the ball, was tackled straight away, but once again, Storm pressure right there at the fall of the ball.
They're attacking. Tibbett of Eaglehawk goes up. It's fed out nicely by Bateson. Mullen offers support. So does Tibbett. Received a handball. He's retreating into the back pocket. Rifle Brigade pocket. Short to Mullen. Mullen's just put it over the boundary line on the full, and it'll be a free kick to go to the Storm to Lachlan Gill.
Yeah, perceived pressure there. He had a little bit more time than he thought, and unfortunately, he wasn't able to use it.
Lachlan Gill inside forward 50, but coughed it up to Hommelhoff. He kicks it into the middle, and Hommelhoff coughed it up because he kicked it straight to Ratcliffe of the Storm.
Yeah, good mark by Ratcliffe then. Had a player coming towards him in Brody Collins, and he was up to it and took a chest mark.
Inside forward 50 again, Holmes. He defensively did well again. Handball forward to Mullen. Mullen nervously goes to Collins. Brody Collins. He goes now to Hommelhoff. Hommelhoff, who did well, kicks it to half forward. They've got numbers here through Sean Williams. Feeds over a handball to Brody Collins, who receives it back in the middle. Brody Collins has got Philo on half forward. He honours it. Philo on a left foot. He puts it into the path of, looks like Fallon. In fact, it's Ben Thompson. They've both got that shag hairdo. Hommelhoff now, 30 from goal. They're calling for a free kick. He won't get one. Inside forward 50 for Eaglehawk, but they're not going to win it. The Storm do well. Spills out now to Flood. Flood sends it to the outer side. In fact, he retreats and goes backward by hand to Curnow. Curnow will go to half forward, but Tibbett, he dropped a mark he should have taken, goes towards the boundary line, and he's going to lose it, and it's going to go over, and it'll be a throw-in 70 from the Storm goal.
Yes, a little bit complacent from Tippett there. Should have wrapped that one up, and Eaglehawk would have been on the move. He had two players coming past him that he could have fed the ball out to. Unfortunately, now a throw-in with on the half-forward flank for Strath.
41 playing 9, the Storm. 15 minutes in the second. In this second semi-final on a Saturday night. The first semi is tomorrow, go figure. I can never work that out, Norm, but anyway, we'll go with it. 70 metres out from goal for the Storm will be another ball up.
Well, I think in the early days, John, 3 and 4 used to play the first final, and that used to be the first semi, and 1 and 2 used to play the second semi. It's just stayed the same.
Inside forward 50 now for the Storm. Eaglehawk McIver did well, but now another long ball by the Storm, deep inside forward 50. Sharp overran the football. Offering support will be Hunter Lawrence. Hard up against the boundary line. Bouncing, tumbling ball. Has he popped that through?
No,
for a small one.
That long ball that you saw coming in was a Kerno out of mid-air. Kicked the ball back into the Strath forward line and kept the pressure on the Eaglehawk defence.
6-6-42 Storm. 1-3-9 Eaglehawk. 16 minutes in the second. Clayton Holmes kicked it down the middle, a 60-metre ball. Spotted up Bateson. Bateson fed a handball to the back door to Jesse Collins. Jesse Collins of the Borough sends it to half forward. He spots up Pertzell. He's too far from goal. He'll send it long. Inside forward 50. To the other, mark. It was a mark taken hard up against the boundary line. I just couldn't quite pick out what was going over the boundary line, but it didn't. And McGlashan has taken a mark 40 out from goal, out of side.
Look, that was a better build-up from Eaglehawk then. They were able to hit opponents in the clear and put the ball to space, and it was just a chip over the top then that he let McGlashan run onto.
So, McGlashan, let's see what he does with this ball. He looks like he's going to have a deliberate shot. He does. It'll go to the line. Big punch from behind. The Storm did well through William Wallace, and it'll be another minor score. So 6-6-42 the Storm. 1-4-10 Eaglehawk. 17 in the second. Shannon Geary kicks it in for the Storm short. He did well to Coach. Coach it sends it to the outer side. In fact, it might be out of bounds on the full, and it is. And Ben Thompson gets a free kick. Short pass. He's looking for Philo. Philo just lost his feet. And goes over the boundary line, 20 out from the Borough goal. It'll be another throw in.
Yeah, there've just been times where Eaglehawk, they just haven't kicked to the advantage of their forward. They've either kicked it too high or, way to the left or right of them. They just got to fix up their kicking a bit to their forwards, and they'll be in this game.
Storm by 32. The Borough are attacking. 30 from goal. Nice work through Fergus Payne. They share it around in that back zone. Still contested ball. Over the top, William Wallace did well, fed it over, looking for heavy side, but just couldn't find him, come off hands. And 70 around from the Borough goal. It'll be another ball in out of side.
Yeah, better from Eaglehawk there. They've kept the pressure on. They've kept the ball right on the edge of their forward 50 and kept them within a chance to get another shot at goal.
Tibbet Ruggs for the Borough. Jesse Collins off a support. Hacked ball out, though. It was nice by Geary to the wing. Pack forms. Umpire blows his whistle, crosses his arms. We'll have another ball up. Halfway between the wing and half forward for the Borough, who are attacking. 32 points the margin. 18 minutes in the second. Storm playing extremely well, even though Eaglehawk have just started to find their feet as the ball tumbles over the line, out of side wing, and another ball in.
It certainly turned into an arm wrestle in this second quarter. Eaglehawk haven't allowed Storm to get out and run the ball like they did in the first quarter. And, 1 goal to Eaglehawk, none to Strath. So Eaglehawk can take some positives going into half-time, but would like another couple of goals before the break.
Finals football. Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community. We'll have another stoppage. The umpire will have to ball it up. Just forward of centre wing now for the Storm. In fact, it's probably halfway between the centre and half forward. So the Storm are in attack out of side. Cal Geary did well to tie up Tibbet of the Borough. And the umpire will have to do it again, another ball up. 42 playing 10. Second term, second semi. Eaglehawk now will emerge through Bateson. Feeds it over the top by hand to Philo, who's on the outer side wing. Philo of the Borough. It's a bullet tracer ball inside forward 50. Found no one, in fact. And it might be out of bounds on the full, and you give the bloke a rap, and he lets you down.
It's interesting the amount of times that the ball's gone out on the full tonight. A lot more than you would expect from a senior Major League football side.
Formosa received it on half back, then sends it to the wing looking for Cal Geary, but it's spilled to the Borough through Gillingham. Gillingham now a left footer. He's on the wing. He sends it to half forward, but good strong mark. Ratcliffe for the Storm across half back. Now he moves it quickly to the wing, to the back of the pack. Contested footy. Tibbet's getting involved. They'll share it around. Fallon as well. Also Gillingham. Need to be careful here. Atherton received it, then he kicks it to Sean Williams, who marks it on the wing. Williams has got a player on breaking for him. Finds him. This is Fallon, 70 out from goal. Broadcast side to the Barnard Street end. He'll kick it into the path of a hard-leading Philo. In fact, it's McPhee. They've both got the orange boots on. McPhee, he's a good shot at goal as well. We'll line them up. Wrong side for a left footer.
Yeah, better work from Eaglehawk then. They waited for opportunity to arise. It arose and they were able to put the ball into the path of their teammates. Now they get a chance for their second of the quarter.
McPhee, pretty tight angle. You're right, Norm. Things have really tightened it up. Let's see what McPhee does with his footy. I reckon he's kicked a goal. They needed that, the Borough. So at the 21-minute mark of the second term, the Borough will go to 2 goals for 16. The Storm 6-6-42, 21 minutes in the second. Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM, doing it for our community, thanks to Priority One Property.
Well, it was all set up by Lockie Atherton's kick from defence. I mean, he was really under pressure, and I've been lamenting Eaglehawk, a lot of turnovers with their by foot, but a brilliant kick by Lockie, and again down the grandstand wing, and a really good kick for goal by McPhee, who hasn't had a lot of it, but again, he's a sort of player, doesn't need to get a lot of it to hurt the opposition.
Well, to say they needed that would be an understatement, as the Storm will come now. They win possession in the middle. It'll spread to the broadcast side wing. Bouncing footy. Bailey Henderson just run underneath the footy.
Oh, well
It was
done.
good work by Gillingham. He twisted and turned and then put it into the middle. Sam Thompson went in hard with the hip and shoulder. In fact, he's going to be rewarded. He got one too high. Sam Thompson now turns and goes. Looking for Knott, who'll run onto it. He spots him up and on a half forward, too far from home. Centering ball for Hommelhoff. Good strong mark, 70 out from goal.
It's something they've lacked this quarter. Hommelhoff up and down the swimming pool side wing, but he's got into the game there and got himself a kick.
Well, he spread it wide and he spotted up, it might be Riley McIver with the footy out of side, who's a long way from home. Eaglehawk just building for another one before the second term. Goes to the top of the goal square. They'll set themselves, comes off hands and hard up against the point post. It'll be a ball in, 42 playing 16 in red time the second term.
Probably the difference there, Norm, was even though the kick wasn't that great, that at least they were able to force a stoppage. First quarter, Storm were just bringing the ball away from their back line far too easily.
The Borough are deep in attack here. Let's see if they can get another one. Philo is in the area, picks it up, feeds it out by hand. Beyond 50, it went to Hommelhoff. That was a poor kick. He looked for Tibbard. Then heavy side overran the footy for the Storm. McIver's there for Eaglehawk. He takes possession directly in front, 70 from goal. Didn't have a chance. In fact, he's going to be pinged, is he?
No prior there, I didn't think, but
No.
a good tackle by the Storm player then, because the player was coming at him head down and he didn't get him high.
Yeah, crowd call, I think.
42 playing 16. It's Coates, the coach for the Storm. Sends it to the wing, and Conforti marks it for Eaglehawk. So he's been quiet, takes a good grab. Conforti comes corridor, inboard, finds Collins. Brodie Collins now. He'll spread it to the broadcast side wing. Spots up Riley McIver. He's had a couple of possessions in the last minute or so. Riley McIver goes short to Sam Thompson. Barely the required distance, but umpire paid it. Then Sam Thompson he retreats as well, but goes inboard and finds Mullen. So they'll swap it from the broadcast side wing to the opposite swimming pool wing and hit up Holmes. Just trying to find a passage. Holmes now. He sends it also further wide to the boundary line. Tumbles over looking to Conforti. And it'll be a ball in outer side wing.
Yes, they knew what they wanted to do, Eaglehawk, then. It was a good switch, but unfortunately not every player was switched on and they were held up.
So let's reset here the scoreboard. 6-6-42. 2-4-16. Eaglehawk. The Storm have been absolutely super in this semi-final, the second semi, but they'll take possession here. Gillingham for Eaglehawk, inside forward 50. He's all tied up, and a free kick to the Storm in the back half.
Yeah, clearly a free kick there. He did try to take the tackler on, and the tackle stuck.
William Wallace for the Storm. He's been good. Now he sends it long to the outer side wing. Hommelhoff intercepts for the Borough. Did well and took a nice mark. He's been good as well. So the Borough looking to build. Short pass to Philo. That barely went the required distance. They're just over-possessing a little bit. Back to Riley McIver. So they've just hanging around, for the want of a better word, on the outer side wing. Another short pass. Might be a free kick. It will be to Eaglehawk, and they're probably lucky to get away with that one. Gillingham. He puts it to the other side, and it might go over the boundary line, and it'll be a throw in.
Yes, once again, good pressure by Strath there. They're forcing Eaglehawk wide. Eaglehawk can't gain the corridor tonight.
42 playing 16. Storm. Ben Thompson did well, however, for Eaglehawk. Put it in the path of Collins. Collins is grabbed and tackled, pulled to the ground. Umpire lets play go on. Now contested ball again through Holmes. He won it for Eaglehawk. Has a bounce. He runs through the middle. It's an awkward ball looking for Nod at half forward. Spills to the back of the pack. Can Eaglehawk get one here through Purcell? He's grabbed without the footy. He might get a free kick, and 51 from home he does.
And good work there by Clayton Holmes. He certainly shored up that Eaglehawk backline since moving down there at quarter time.
Purcell kicked it to Fallon, who was deep in the pocket and just had a shot at goal, and it faded late and goes through for a minor score. So Eaglehawk 2-5-17. The Storm 6-6-42, 26 in the second. Full on fresh footy, and they didn't muck around the Storm. It come up to the wing, ended up with Robinson. Robinson, the goal is clear, running onto the ball. Be Lachlan Sharp running with a fly to the ball, 10 metres out directly in front, takes a nice chest mark, and he'll line them up, and he'd have to fall over to miss it.
Yes, and that was a sprint race there between Lockie Sharp and Mullen, and Sharpie, he had that 2 metre break, and he got the mark. He was then able to go back and comfortably slot through a goal right on the half-time siren.
So on the half-time siren, it's a good goal there to the Storm. 6-4-48, the Storm. 2-5-17, Eaglehawk. And wasn't that an entertaining first half of finals football?
It was an excellent first half of football. Firstly, in that first quarter, by the way, Strath were able to move the ball. They kept possession. They ran in numbers, and they had more players at the fall of the ball. In that quarter, it became an arm wrestle. To Eaglehawk's credit, they were able to outscore the Storm there. 2 goals 4 to 1 goal 3. You wouldn't say they're back in the contest yet, but they're on the verge of getting back in if they can straighten up when they go inside their forward. They've got to try and make the corridor theirs, use the corridor, and gun and run through the centre.
Could be a big second half here. 7-6-48 the Storm, 2-5-17 Eaglehawk in this second semi. Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community. Eaglehawk will win possession out of the middle. It's an awkward ball by Jesse Collins to half forward. Spills to McGlashan. McGlashan offered support by Philo, received a handball on half forward. He was pushed as he kicked it, put it at the top of the square. Contested ball, Shannon Geary did well. It'll be a whistle on play, and we'll have a ball up deep in Eaglehawk's forward zone.
Yeah, and unlucky there for Bateson. He should have taken that on his chest. The ball fell nicely for him, but he just wasn't able to rake it in. 30
from the Borough goal. Collins shoveled the ball out. Formosa picked it up, however, for the Storm. Little give. They'll share it around over the top. It was okay by Gill. And now a kick from half back to half forward. A whistle on play. It might be a Storm free kick.
Yeah, held when he didn't have the ball, John.
Hugh Robinson on half forward to the Barnard Street end. Puts it shallow inside forward 50. A bit of a fight going on with Mullen and Lockie Sharp as we're at defensive 50 for Eaglehawk. Harper did well. Fed it backwards to Conforti. Conforti of the Borough puts it up to the wing. Bateson flew. Shannon and Geary kept his feet for the Storm. Picked up the footy. 30-metre handball forward. It was effective. Just couldn't take possession of it. Moorhead goes over the line and across half forward for the Storm to be a ball in.
Yeah, good signs for Eaglehawk once again to start this quarter. Their backline pressure's been good. They haven't allowed Strath to keep the ball in their forward line.
7-6 Storm to 2-5 Eaglehawk. 1.5 minutes in the third term. Cross half forward now for the Storm. They can't quite win it. McGlashan did well. Kicks it to Harper. Brody Philo roved it neatly and then put it on the boot to forward 50. Sean Williams set himself. Good soccer off the ground there. Looks like Purtzell. He puts it to the top of the square, but the Storm have rushed a goal from 20 metres out. That would be a free kick in the AFL. And, of course, we're not playing the AFL, so it's a minor score. 2-6-18 Eaglehawk. 7-6-48 the Storm. 2 minutes into the third, full-on fresh footy.
Yes, good football by Conway there because he knew that there was 2 Eaglehawk opponents heading towards an open goal. So he made sure that the ball went through and gave them the kick out from the back line.
So across half-back Formosa for the Storm. Short pass to Robinson, got a lot of it, just couldn't win the ball. Then he butted up, handball, he did well. In there offering support was Flood. And now the Storm will come again. Inside forward 50, it's shallow. Lockie Sharp keeps his feet. Umpire let it go, did well. Coates offering support at ground level. Geez, they've got numbers here, the Storm. It's a hurried kick to the top of the goal square. Hommelhoff will track it. Just couldn't quite get it at his knees. McPhee, good tackling, strong tackle. I thought the Storm were out there and McPhee's been rewarded. Bailey Henderson had the goals open. McPhee will go across half back into the opposite back pocket to Holmes. Holmes of Eaglehawk, out of side wing. Bateson feeds it to the back door. Harper, the old 1-2 back to Bateson. Bateson now steadies. He'll kick it to half forward. Collins feeds it over the top, but it's intercepted by Leicester. Storm are doing well. Out of side, feeds it over the top, and it goes over the line.
Yes, once again there, Eaglehawk good in defence there. It was a good battle between Mullins and Sharp. Mullins got the ball to the ground, and then Eaglehawk were able to take it away, and they've improved that as the game's gone on.
Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community. The Storm 48, Eaglehawk 18. Out of side, whistle on play. Collins comes inside the corridor, smack bang in the middle to Harper. Harper now of Eaglehawk. Poor kick. Goes to the top of the square. Knott's in the right position, however. I thought he was going to be out for a minute. Conway did well. Uses his strength. Handballs it to Formosa forward. Formosa to the outer side wing now. Comes off hands and it'll be a throw in. Outer side wing. 7-6-48 the Storm. Eaglehawk 2-6-18. 4 minutes in the third. Finals football. Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community. McGlashan does the ruck work to Collins, who's at the front of the pack. We've got numbers here. Receiving a handball will be McPhee. Outer side wing to Atherton by hand. Atherton sold some candy. He's 70 from home now. He'll go deep into the forward pocket looking for Williams. Storm did well through Fergus Payne defensively. Over the top finds Formosa. Formosa short pass and finds Heavyside. Heavyside spread it further wide. Slow motion footy here. Shannon Geary goes short. He finds Formosa. Still across half back for the Storm. Runs and goes. To half forward. Good kick and finds Curnow. Hits him on the chest.
Yeah, another good lead up by Curnow. As he did in the second quarter, he's continuing to be the target as they come out of defence.
48 playing 18, the Storm. Into the forward zone now. It was a good long kick. Storm, they'll push forward. Robinson did well, fed it out in the direction by hand of Sharp, who's just not quite on his game tonight as it comes off his hand and tumbles over the line, 25 out from goal.
Yeah, he's been put under pressure every time he goes near the ball. He's Lockie Sharp, probably getting a little bit frustrated. I think it's a free kick going to...
throw in.
A throw in, yep, up we go.
In fact, it's a ball up. Curnow does the ruck work for the Storm. Heavyside is there and Coates offer support as well. Sold some candy. Tries to get Curnow out of the way. He stepped into his path and puts it goalwards and it'll go for a minor score. So Strathfield say Storm 7-7-49, Eaglehawk 2-6-18, 6 minutes in the third, full on fresh footy.
Yep. Eaglehawk's defensive pressure has really lifted since quarter time, but of course they've got to be getting pressure on the scoreboard, Norm, by getting it to their end and getting some goals.
Yes, and unfortunately they haven't been able to do that. Great to see them coming down the corridor from this kick in.
Yep.
It was Holmes that kicked it in. It was nice. Jeez, it was a long ball. He found Mullen. In fact, it's Harper.
No, Harper's not playing.
Fallon, rather.
Yep.
Sorry.
You're
Fallon.
right.
Yeah, I should have went with the worst one.
Yep.
It's Williams. Williams now on the left. It was a good kick to Knott, but it was good defensive work by Conway. Curnow's in the area as well. Eaglehawk diving in after the footy. And it will eventually be a ball up across half forward for Eaglehawk. 49 playing 18.
Yeah, good work by Eaglehawk then, because Strath were nearly out and on the rebound up the other way, but Eaglehawk able to get it and hold it in.
So, outer side wing now. Eaglehawk through Fallon. And another whistle. It'll be a stoppage. And umpire Goodrich will ball it up. 49 playing 18. Still the Storm. 7 minutes into the third.
And as you said earlier in the quarter, it's become a very, very slow contest.
Yeah, they just tried to wind it back, Eaglehawk. It's going to be a game of attrition now, I reckon. Collins feeds it to the back door to Atherton. Atherton inside forward 50. They'll set themselves. Conway is there. He picked it up and banged it on the boot quickly. He's got a player on broadcast side wing. Put it into his path.
Good tackle.
Oh, great tackle it was. Sam Thompson. How well did he do on Coates, I reckon? No, in fact, it's Wallace.
Wallace, sorry. Yep.
Sam Thompson just collared him. That
He
was
did.
just strength.
Yep.
Short pass over to the top to his brother, to Ben Thompson. Barely went the required distance. Ben Thompson directs traffic a bit. He retreats back 20 metres to Sam Thompson again. So they're playing kick to kick, the brothers. I think they're in the backyard 30 years ago, or 20 years ago. They're only young men, I know that. Now the Storm win possession. Receiving a handball will be Wallace. Puts it into the middle. It's just the skills have just dropped off a little bit here by the Storm because they started off like an absolute rocket. It's Curnow, puts it wide, looking for Sharp. He's 65 from home. Over the boundary line she goes, and it'll be a ball in.
Yep. Other than the opening 10 minutes of the contest where Storm just got away to that start, Eaglehawk have worked their way back and limiting the damage, obviously limiting Storm from scoring, but Eaglehawk have to score themselves.
Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM, doing it for our community. The Storm win it from the stoppage and kick it goalward, just snug it in for a minor score.
Yep.
So the Storm 7-8-50, the Borough 2-6-18, 9 minutes in the third, thanks to Holden, Colorado at Poyser Holden, full-on fresh footy.
Yeah, good work by Formosa then. He was at the fall of that ball and he got it to boot quick, which made it difficult for any opposition to tackle him.
Now Eaglehawk from the kick-in sent it in the direction of Philo. He was up against it. He had two Storm players to compete with. Wallace won the footy. Then he sends it inside forward 50, looking for Flood. Again, it comes off hands and 20 out from goal to be another ball in.
Yes, a bit of a mismatch there for Brodie Philo in the middle of Wallace and Lester there. A lot smaller person, but he did well to get the ball to ground, but 2 against 1 paid out in the end.
Storm attacking, and they've got the lead, 50-18, 10 minutes in the third. This second semi-final, Wallace has looked dangerous. He maintains possession of that ball, slams it forward. Has he put it through for a goal?
He has.
He has. I thought he hit the post for a moment, but
Yep.
Lachlan Wallace pops through another goal for the Storm. So Eaglehawk didn't need that one at the 10-minute mark of the third term. The Storm 8-8-56. Eaglehawk 2-6-18. Finals football. Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community. Thanks to Holden, Colorado at Poyser Holden.
Yeah, reward for effort as such. He really just threw it on the boot, but got it going through, and he's played a terrific quarter so far, young Wallace.
And like the second quarter, a dour contest now, and another 9 minutes before we got a score on the board, and it was Strath that got it. It had to be Eaglehawk.
Ben Lesser does the ruck work for the Storm, and they'll go forward through Moorhead, who offered support. This is just like a training drill. Just charging out from goal, Curnow directly in front, hit him straight on the chest, and he'll line them up 40 from goal.
Yeah, excellent work by Strath there. They're prepared to get behind the ball, and once they're behind the ball, they're prepared to run, get the handball on the move, and put it to a forward to his advantage.
Curnow directly in front, Barnard Street end, kicking with the sock. The windsock looks like it's going to that particular end. And you can hear the crowd. Curnow slots another one for the Storm. And this is starting to look a bit dangerous for Eaglehawk as the Storm go to 9-8-62. Eaglehawk 2-6-18. 11 in the third. Finals football. Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community. Thanks to Aussie Disposals.
A massive test coming up for Eaglehawk now at 44 points down. You'd like to think they're going to fight the game out, but all of a sudden Storm got that run on, 2 goals in a minute. Eaglehawk have worked so hard to limit their scoring, but there's goals to Wallace and Curnow have turned the game again.
Back into the middle. Moorhead's getting some important possessions in the middle as well. He started off quietly, but winning possession again. Storm through Sheen. Goes around the body, he'll put it to half forward. Bouncing footy. Sam Thompson's there, win possessions for Eaglehawk. Collins offers support, feeds it to Tibbard. Tibbard to Gillingham. Gillingham dropped the ball. He's in his back zone. Philo offered support, picked it up quickly, banged it to the wing. McPhee did well, fed it over the top. Did well to Jesse Collins. Collins, he handballs it forward. It's an awkward ball. Cross half forward now for the Borough. The Storm will win possession. Calgary now feeds it over the top to Lockie Gill. Whistle on play and a free kick on half back to the Storm.
Yeah, tackle just lingered a little bit too long there. The ball had gone out of the area and he was put on the ground.
Lockie Gill, he spreads it really wide, swimming pool side. Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community. The Storm 9.8.62. Eaglehawk 2.6.18. We've got 12.5 in the third. It's a kick to half forward. It's been marked by the Storm, and here they'll come again through Wallace. Wallace will send it to the top of the goal square. Sharp overran the football. It was dangerous. Hard up against the line. I reckon Atherton should see it through and does, and it'll be a minor score. So, crowd are going wild behind the goals. 9.9.63 the Storm. 2.6.18 Eaglehawk. 13 in the third, full on fresh footy.
That's where Lockie Sharp's got to keep his cool. The last thing he wants to do is get reported.
How positive is it for the Storm? He hasn't shown an influence at all, and they lead this game 63-18.
Yep.
They're still in their forward zone, the Storm now. Wallace picks it up. It's on the outer side. Might go over the line. It does, and 70 from home. Another ball in for the Storm.
Yeah, look, all positive for Storm. They had the week off last week, come in, they've hit the ground running. Another week off next week. They'll be primed for a grand final in a fortnight's time.
Eaglehawk just aren't playing well enough at the moment as Lester grabs it out of the ruck and he puts it inside forward 50 in the direction of Curnow, steps over the line. Another ball in, 20 around from Storm goal.
Yeah, certainly a different Eaglehawk to what we had last week. Last week they were up and running. This week finding it hard, but the opposition aren't allowing them to use the corridor and get their running game going.
Storm 63, Eaglehawk 18, 13.5 in the third. Another contest in forward 50 for the Storm. Receiving a handball from a pack will be Sheehan, who sends it goalward. Tumbling ball, just managed to sneak it in for another minor. 9-10-64, Eaglehawk 2-6-18, 14 in the third. Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM, doing it for our community.
Just watching Bryce Curnow, the way he goes about it, his work rate and just his athleticism, he'd be a really difficult opponent to defend.
Sam Thompson kicks it in from fullback. He looked for McGlashan. Comes off McGlashan's hands. Pack forms at ground level and 50 out from Storm goal. Another ball up.
Yes, a little bit disappointing this quarter from Eaglehawk for mine. They've let the pressure off when the ball's got into the Strath forward line. The last quarter they were able to get it out. This quarter, Storm are holding it in.
Now off Eaglehawk, can they build? McGlashan received a handball from Philo. McGlashan sent it to the outer side wing into the path. It did well was, I reckon it was Mullen.
Yep.
In fact, it was Bateson. Bateson now, he sends it forward as well. And bouncing footy towards the boundary line. In fact, it might go out of bounds on the full and Conway will get a free kick deep in his back pocket. Bateson's been pretty good after coming into the side this evening. I don't think he was in last game.
No, he wasn't in last game, and he's been a very good contributor for the side today.
Now, McIver on half forward, feeds it to Philo. Philo of the Borough sends it inside forward 50, and a free kick to Eaglehawk for a hold.
Yep.
And it might be Gillingham. No, in fact, it's Saunders that received a free kick. So Riley Saunders directly in front, 25 out from goal. And to say that they need this is an understatement.
It is, but, they had something had to fall their way because it was 5 against 1. He was in the middle of in the middle of 5 Strath players, and he was in the best position to mark. They had to impede him, and he's got the free kick.
To the city end. Let's see what he does with this footy. He's kicked truly. So they needed that, Eaglehawk. It was a good kick by Saunders. They went the hard way about it, didn't they? They worked off half back, but the Storm now, they are 9-10-64. Eaglehawk trailing 3-6-24, 16 in the third. Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM, doing it for our community, thanks to Priority One Property.
Yep. They may not win this game, but it's what they do over the next quarter and a bit that's going to be really important going into next week, or even, get up and win this game. So it's a matter of keep working hard. Who knows what can happen? You see, Storm were able to get 2 goals in a minute. Eaglehawk might be able to do the same thing. Might get 3 in 2 minutes. Who knows what's going to happen?
You're right, Dolly. There's still a quarter and a half to go. They've only kicked 3. They have to kick another 6 in fact 7 because the Storm have got 10 behind. So it's a tough ask as the Storm's still through heavy side. We'll send it forward now, inside forward 50. That was a good, strong mark for Eaglehawk by Mullen across half back. He's got Hommelhoff on the broadcast side wing.
He didn't have it.
The ball just bounced away from him. Umpire let it go. I didn't really mind it. Philo tried to soccer it out of the air from nowhere. Formosa was on his hammer for the Storm. I reckon Formosa's playing on Philo. And on the broadcast side wing, another ball up.
Yeah, maybe the umpire was not on the right side to call it, but you can't just grab a player and throw him out of the way.
Yeah, well, they're actually going pretty well, I reckon, the umpires tonight.
Oh, they are? Yep.
Yeah, so we're on the broadcast side wing. 64 playing 24, another whistle. It'll be a free kick to the Storm. It'll be heavy side. He's been good.
Yes, look, he was first to the football then, and the Eaglehawk player went into his back, so a well-deserved free kick. You get first to the football, you get the best chance of getting the free.
Heavy side stands at the wing. Broadcast side, sends it to half forward. Unrealistic attempt by Calgary. Geez, he got up high, but he jumped about 3 weeks too early. There's a free kick to Eaglehawk. Collins, Brody received the mark.
Good spoil.
It was fantastic by Shannon Geary. Come over the top of Bates and punched it, and directly in front of us, it'll be a ball in.
That's experience and discipline rolled into one, isn't it, Norm?
No, that's right. And but Bateson, look, you've got to give him his credit into the side this week, and certainly providing a target for his teammates down the ground.
It's a ball in, right half forward, right in front of us. Eaglehawk kicking to the right of your radio dial, but Formosa wins it off half back for the Storm. Just a little bit too severe for Curnow. Overran the footy. Lockie Sharp was probably held without the footy. He was, and he's been awarded a free kick, but he's a long way from home, too far from home. He's got a lead. He honours it deep into the forward pocket. He spotted up a player, and the Storm are going to have another shot at goal.
Just the field kicking of Lockie Sharp. I mean, we see him kick for goal a lot, but his field kicking is as good as any player out there.
Put it into the path of Robinson, hit him on the chest, and Robinson lined them up.
Oh, then goes the umpire.
Umpire goes down, you're right. Hugh Robertson now for the Storm. Pretty tight angle, and it fades late, and it's a minor score. 9-11 the Storm, 9-11-65, 3-6-24 Eaglehawk, 19 in the third. Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community.
Yes, the rest of this quarter and the last quarter, Eaglehawk have just got to knuckle down. As I said during the second quarter, go man on man, let your opponent take you to the football, and when you get there, you make the most of it.
Atherton kicked it in from full back, and he spotted up McPhee, who's at defensive 50. He's got the Storm goal at his back, goes short to Fallon. Fallon's hard up against the boundary line, swimming pool side, kicking to the Bendigo City end. Short pass to the true centre wing, looking for Knott. Good defensive punch. Conway did well for the Storm. Over the line she goes, another ball in.
Just looking at the Eaglehawk bench where Tim Hill has limped off. Hopefully he'll be okay. Might have just been a knock on the leg.
He's had a quiet night. 20 minutes have ticked over in the third. 65 playing 24. Storm have led this one all night. It's a poor throw-in by the umpire, and we'll have to do it again.
And only the second time for the night, John. They've been very good at their throw-ins tonight, the boundary umpires, but this one have to be recompeted, and the two ruckmen will go at it again.
Cool, crisp conditions. Perfect night for finals football, the second semi. Decent crowd in the house as well. Another contested ball out of side wing, and it'll be a ball in. The Ferals are going a little bit vocal in front of us. As must have been one of your fans, Norm, was one of mine. As the Storm in possession through Calgary, received a handball. He'll put it into the path of Henderson. They crossed it from one wing to the other, so they went swimming pool side to broadcast side. Henderson wants to move it quickly. He does. Looks for Curnow. Clever at the back of the pack. Geez, he had a lot of that ball. He might have been paid a mark under other circumstances. Just didn't have quite enough of it, and it'll be another ball up. In fact, he's been paid it. He has been paid it.
No.
He got up as if the old sucker ball.
He did, didn't he?
30 out for Storm goal. Umpire Goodrich wouldn't have a bar of it. Holmes, fresh airy. Socket off the ground by Curnow deep into the forward pocket. He was looking for Robinson, who's been good, couldn't win it, and 15 around from the Storm goal. Another ball in.
Yeah, and look, the umpires have been good tonight. They've let the play go. They've waited for the right free kick to be paid, and they've made it easier on the players.
65 playing 24. The Storm are in front. Collins wins it. This is Brody for Eaglehawk. Kicks it to half back. Now contested ball. Knott is in the area. It's a contest. Diving in at hands and knees. Storm. Sheen did well. Geez, they're desperate here, the Storm. They just seem to be up a level at the moment, and it'll be a ball up halfway between the wing and half forward. Storm attacking.
Well, it's Storm and they swarm, don't they? They really do swarm and work in and help one another.
I haven't seen them for a long time. I've probably underestimated how good they are just because they just haven't been under my nose, and I'm going to reassess that for the rest of the final series based on this performance, that's for sure, as another stoppage.
Yes, well, it looks as though the next time you'll see them will be grand final day, John. So we'll see who their opponent is after next week's game.
Now, Hommelhoff might have got one too high. He did on the wing. Bit of an overzealous tackle by heavy side of the Storm. So, Hommelhoff, he's on the wing. He just pops it up. It's not really an effective kick. Knott was caught short, and he gave away a free kick, one too high, and it'll go to Harry Conway. Wasn't a good kick in, was it?
No, it wasn't. I think it's Ratcliffe with
Ratcliffe.
with the ball, John. He was the front one in the pack. Conway was behind.
They both got that flowing hair. Ratcliffe now, he centres the ball. It's a poor kick. Tibbett, he heard a noise that wasn't there and just dropped a mark he should have taken. Curnow wins it for the Storm, puts it to half forward now. They'll attack again. Formosa receives a handball wide. Now he finds a path, somehow just weaves some magic, puts it in the path of Robinson, just wide of him, tracks towards the boundary line, and 30 out from Storm goal, another ball in.
Yeah, didn't get a lot of the footy in the first half, Formosa, but he's been really getting into the game in this third quarter.
Storm 65, Eaglehawk 24.
Yeah, Formosa knows where to be at the fall of the ball, whether it be behind the pack or front. He's usually the one there that can gain that first possession from a ball up or a throw in.
As Eaglehawk through Philo will win it in the back pocket, spread it from one to the other. Hommelhoff is alone. He takes a mark and will put it into the path. A short pass, McPhee. Right half back, looking to bring it down broadcast side. Short pass, spots up Ben Thompson, hits him on the chest. Defensive side of centre wing. Broadcast commentary side. Short pass, Gillingham. Finds Gillingham for Eaglehawk. They look to build something here. He'll go short pass again, puts it in the path of a running Sean Williams. Steps around a player, Calgary, runs, and he spots up a nice bit of play, spots up a teammate deep in the forward pocket, so Eaglehawk will line them up, and it was Purtzell who found some space, and he'll line them up on a pretty tight angle.
Yep, well played, Sean Williams.
Yeah, well played Purtzell too then. He was on the other side of the ground, and he made his way to this side of the ground, found space, and excellent spot up by Sean Williams.
So distance won't be a problem, accuracy will. He's in the Rifle Brigade pocket, closer to the Rifle Brigade than goal. Poor kick, goes across the face of goal, misses everything. And no change to the score. 65 playing 24, 25 gone third term.
Yeah, poor miss there by Purtzell of Eaglehawk. He had the goal open and just lack of concentration. Only a couple of steps before he kicked John. He didn't go back and steady himself, and that's a cardinal sin when you're kicking at goal.
I usually pick that up, Normie, too, but I just thought that he was that distance out that he probably need to kick through it as another pack forms. 30 out from goal directly in front. Umpire's letting it go. Conway just shoveled a ball out, but he handballed it straight to Fallon. Fallon of Eaglehawk banged it on the boot, puts it into the pocket. Didn't gain a lot of distance. Bailey Henderson grabbed it quickly. He banged it to defensive 50 for the Storm. He's got support through a number of players. They do well. Lachlan Gill getting involved. Sends it beyond 50 out of side. Comes off hands and it'll be another ball in.
Yeah, once again, the Strathstorm, they were back in numbers. There was three boys first to the football against ahead of Eaglehawk then, and it made it easy for them to clear it outside the 50.
Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM, doing it for our community. 65 playing 24. Storm have got this one under control at the moment as Eaglehawk, they push forward. Deep, long kick that goes out of bounds on the full, hard up against the point post, and it'll be a penalty free kick to the Storm.
You're not getting a lot of easy shots at goal, Eaglehawk. The pressure's on them every time they have a kick.
Conway hard up against the point post, his defensive point post. He'll kick it to 60-metre ball to the outer side, beyond 50. Pack sets, falls to the front of the pack. Good work done by Ben Thompson to handle it out to Hommelhoff. Kicks it inside forward 50. Front and centre is Philo. Shark to footy. He puts it to the goal square. Hasn't got enough distance on it. Not competed well. Bateson offers support. They track it towards the boundary line. 20 metres out from goal, deep in the forward pocket for Eaglehawk. Another ball in.
But once again then, it was three Strathstorm players against one Eaglehawk, and it was easy for Strathstorm to get it over the boundary line.
65 Storm, 24 Eaglehawk. So it's 9-11-65. 3-6-24. We're in the shadows of three-quarter time here. Second semi-final at the QEO. 38 from goal now. Calgary picked it up defensively for the Storm. Fed a handball over to Shannon. It was a bit severe for him. Brody follows there, keeps his feet, then falls over. 45 out in his forward zone for Eaglehawk. Another ball up.
It's a 41-point margin, but just the way the Storm, work so hard defensively, they probably work harder to get back into their back line than they do charging into their forward line, a lot of their players.
McGlashan in the ruck. Also Tibbet offering support for Eaglehawk. Hacked kick forward. 30 out from goal for Golden Square. Sean Williams tries to don't argue. Lucky to get away with it in the end. Geez, the tackling's hard by the Storm. Good work.
I think we're at Manly then. I think that was more a rugby pass than a hand pass, but anyway.
The intensity is up. Tippett wins the ball for Eaglehawk. Went to Collins. Gillingham getting involved, received a handball. Puts it corridor. Fallon couldn't win the ball. Coates does for the Storm. Then that's an awkward handball at the feet of one of his teammate, Pack Forms. That teammate was Vinnie Flood, who's done pretty well. 45 out from goal, another ball up. So Eaglehawk attack. They'll win it here through Gillingham. He's well tackled as well. 51 still out from goal. The two Geary boys getting involved here. Shannon puts it in the path of Formosa. He's tackled well. They've worked it to the wing, and it will be another ball up.
Look, the work rate of Eaglehawk is still up. They just can't find a clear avenue towards goal. When it goes up the other end, the Storm seem to be able to hit a target out in front, but Eaglehawk just can't.
Up they go in the ruck again. Umpire lets it go. In fact, then he blows his whistle. They've done well. I'm liking how they're just holding onto the whistle, just trying to make sure that secondary stoppage doesn't occur. As William Wallace for the Storm. He might get in fact, he's given away a free kick. Coates might have been the offending player. In fact, it'll go to Eaglehawk to Gillingham. Cross half-back, short pass was okay to Fallon. Fallon goes short to Sean Williams. He's getting a few possessions, spreads it wide to Holmes. Holmes now sends it inside forward 50 to Knott. Conway did well defensively. Brody Collins picks it up, 40 out for Eaglehawk. Umpire let it go. Storm had a free kick, but Cal Smith advantages paid. They'll work it nicely through Moorhead now. From half back to half forward. Sharp is the intended target. Again comes off his hands. And Mullen's done well for Eaglehawk. Sees it over defensive and across half forward for the Storm. Another ball in.
Yes, hasn't had a lot of touches tonight, but certainly limited Lockie Sharp's influence on the match.
65 playing 24, the Storm. We've almost ticked over 30 minutes in the third here. Formosa overran the footy for the Storm. Brody Collins didn't. Picked it up, then fed out the ball. It was to nobody's advantage except for Flood of the Storm, who's in the opposition. As he sends it forward, it comes off hands. It's 70 from goal. Is there a free kick being paid? There is. And it'll go to Coates. He's 70 out from goal, hard up against the boundary line, swimming pool side. Surely he won't be able to kick this. You'd have to get onto it.
You would think so, John, but no, he's...
Well, you know what happened? I think he's short past it.
I don't think the umpires have heard the siren.
Well, what has happened here, you're right. And that means that a mark has been taken.
The umpires hadn't heard the siren, and that's why Coates was able to short pass to a free Strath player all on his own in the forward pocket outside the club rooms.
Well,
No, this shouldn't be allowed.
No, the other umpire, I think, heard it.
Yeah, the other umpire's gone in. Yeah,
Yep.
Common sense.
but if the other umpire hadn't heard it, the game is not finished until the umpire.
That's right.
The umpire
Well,
says
actually,
Yeah.
the game is not finished until the umpire signals. So even if the other umpire heard it, we had an instance like this a couple of years ago in the MCDFNL, and one umpire heard it, the other umpire didn't. The second umpire, until he put his hand in the air, play still went on.
Wouldn't have that been controversial? But it's not. It's three-quarter time here in the second semi in the Bendigo Football Netball League on your Saturday night at the QEO. The Storm, they're rampaging away, 9-11-65 to Eaglehawk 3-6-24. Bendigo Live, this is the 2019 Finals Football on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Playing really well, but Storm just so many contributors. They're such an even team. And that's what makes them such a difficult team to beat.
The Eaglehawk Borough are going to have to kick, 6 goals. They've only kicked 3 up to date.
Yep.
So just about...
They've actually got to get 7 to get in front by a point, John.
For the final term, Storm 9-11-65, Eaglehawk 3-6-24. Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community. We're underway, 1 quarter of football left. as the ball is won by Fallon of Eaglehawk out of the middle. He sends it inside forward 50. Brody Philo runs onto it. Then he lost the footy. It goes towards the line and 40 out from the Borough goal. Barnard Street in. Ball in.
Yeah, the Eaglehawk boys need a good last quarter here to take some confidence into next week's prelim final. They'll all be back tomorrow to see whether it's Golden Square or whether it's Gisborne.
Eaglehawk attacking. Ball from the throw-in. Falls to the front of the pack. There's a bit of world-class wrestling going on there. Players picking up each other and thought there was going to be a slam dunk into the carpet. It wasn't. As another ball up by Goodrich. Barnard Street end. Eaglehawk attack. They go on the ruck. Knock. He won it. Ben Thompson just couldn't quite win possession. Ground level. Shannon Geary did well for the Storm. Another ball up.
He's another guy who's been playing well for Strathfield, say, for such a long time. Shannon Geary, again, just competes all the time.
65 playing 24. Storm have led all night in this final. They burst out of the blocks with the first 5 goals on the board. As it's inside forward 50 for the Storm now. Might have got one too high, heavy side, he did. Brody Collins a little bit overzealous in his tackling. Heavy side, puts it wide to Conway. Short pass was okay. Then he goes down the outer side wing. Spills to the rear of the pack. Good contest. Hommelhoff picks it up. Hurried kick. Tumbles to half forward. Shannon Geary wins it for the Storm. Feeds it back to Conway. So they're retreating a little here, the Storm, in order to go forward. Conway, it's an awkward ball to the wing. Holmes picked it up. It was a hard ball to collect, but handed it out to McGlashan. He hands it to Fallon. Fallon runs through the middle of the QEO for Eaglehawk. Sends it inside forward 50. Not takes a chest mark 45 out from goal.
And we haven't seen enough of that tonight. The Eaglehawk players coming through the corridor, running in numbers and providing Sean Knott with an excellent kick. Put it to his advantage. There was no way known that the Strath defence was going to be able to spoil it. And Knott will now have a set shot at goal.
He's on the broadcast side, kicking to the Barnard Street end. A left footer, spreads it wide, was never going to be a goal. And Eaglehawk go to 3-7-25, trailing Storm 9-11-65, 2.5 in the last. Finals footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM. Shannon Geary will kick it in for the Storm. Plays on from fullback, then sends it to the broadcast side. His intended target was Robinson. Got his hands on the footy. A lot of players offering support. Moorhead getting involved, then fed it to the back door to Conway, who then bangs it onto the wing. Sharp is up on the wing, couldn't win it. Spills to McGlashan. He's upended. Lockie Sharp wins the footy, and now on the left. Long kick inside forward 50. Curnow, one-on-one contest to Conforti. Conforti concedes. Tapped it through for a minor score. 9-12-66 the Storm. 3-7-25 Eaglehawk. 3 minutes in the last.
Yes, as you said before, John, a higher league, and you were not able to do that from so far out.
Conforti. He goes wide to McPhee. McPhee now comes corridor short back past a half-back McGlashan. Are they going to cough it up? They are. Brody Collins received a handball, then coughed it up. Now it's going to be the Storm. Receiving a handball was Hunter Lawrence. He sends it goalward, but it's wide and just sneaks in for another minor score. 9-13-67 Storm, 3-7-25 Eaglehawk. 4 minutes in the last. Finals footy, full-on fresh footy. As Sam Thompson plays in for Eaglehawk, sends it long beyond 50. Got a lot of it, Hunter Lawrence, just couldn't wheel it in. Tibbett did well for Eaglehawk. Feeds off a handball to Atherton on a half-back for Eaglehawk. Goes to half-forward. Good work, Knott. Tumbles towards the line. Conway did well defensively across half-forward for Eaglehawk. Another ball in.
That's been one of the best contests of the night, is Knott. He's winning a fair bit of the ball for Eaglehawk and doing well, and also Conway, who's played a great game for Storm. Been a great matchup, that one.
Storm 67, the Borough 25, 5 minutes in the last. Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community across half forward, another stoppage.
Yeah, Cam McGlashan for Eaglehawk's done very well in the ruck. He's nullified the Strath ruckman and brought the ball to ground and made a contest at ground level.
Left half forward, Eaglehawk kicking to the Barnard Street end. McPhee won the footy from the tap-in, found a path and then kicked it, looking for Williams. 20 metres out from goal. I think the Storm will concede here. They do the smart thing, another minor score. So Eaglehawk 3-8-26, trailing 9-3-67 Storm, 5 minutes in the last. So the Storm will play in from full back. They'll send it to half back. Contest again at ground level across half forward. Umpire letting it go. Brodie Collins tries to find a way and can't, and it will be another ball up.
Yeah, good work by the umpires there because they let it go. The ball came out twice and was taken back in again. Good tackles from both sides. Finally, he made the decision at the right time.
67 Storm, 26 Eaglehawk. Eaglehawk attack to the Barnard Street end, 40 out from goal. Bateson receives a handball, now runs goalward. He sets wide and in fact misses everything, and it won't be a score.
Yeah, that was set up by an excellent handball from Brodie Philo then.
Yeah, they're certainly trying hard, Eaglehawk. I mean, they had the ball in their forward line for most of this quarter, but just not rewarded so far.
Fergus Payne kicks it beyond 50. His intended target was Gill, goes to the back of the pack. Still across half forward for Eaglehawk. The Storm win possession. Formosa is in the area, he doesn't win it. Fallon did well, short pass by Holmes. He finds Brodie Collins, dishes it off by hands to a running Philo. He just got rid of it in the nick of time. Storm through nail and win possession. Sends it into the middle and finds Coates. Coates marks, wheels and goes to half forward. He's got a player on Flood. He's got nobody within QE. Now Flood will spread it wide. He's got Henderson running for him at 50. Casual as you like. Sets for home and slams it. Wasn't that just a neat bit of play? Bailey Henderson, terrific finish. Just calmly and coolly slotted it for the 10th goal for the Storm. 10-13-73. Eaglehawk 3-8-26. 7 minutes in the last. Finals footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM. Doing it for our community. Thanks to Holden, Colorado, at Poyser Holden.
And isn't that great? A young player of Bailey Henderson there, outside 50, had the confidence to steady, put the ball on the boot and made no mistake going through three-quarter post high.
A lot of credit has to go to Sharp, though. He's sort of a tackle sort of near the centre of the ground, forced the ball to go Storm's way.
Well, back into the middle again. The Storm, who would have thought this margin? Certainly not me. I reckon I tipped Eaglehawk. That's how good I'm going. As it's another stoppage in the middle of the QEO in this second semi. As McGlashan, he does the ruck work, but it was won by the Storm. Wallace did well. Pack forms again. In fact, it might be a free kick given to
Jack Fallon.
Jack Fallon of Eaglehawk. Looks
Good
for
kick,
Hommelhoff.
good kick.
It was into space. Hommelhoff ran onto it at 50. Now he'll turn and go. He looks for Knott. Knott's caught behind. Storm, good tumbling marks being taken by Gill.
Certainly the Storm defenders, their thought isn't always to spoil, is it? If they can mark it, they go for the mark.
Hello, we've got a bit of rain about. We have indeed. As the rain starts to fall, Curnow received a mark from Formosa. He was on the wing now. He goes inside forward 50. Cal Geary, he fell with the slide of the ball and it fell into his breadbasket, and 45 out from goal, he'll line them up.
Look, he was in excellent position then. He was then able to hold the Eaglehawk player off from the drop of the ball, and it fell nicely into his arms as he fell to the ground.
If it's not cool enough, it will be walking to the car with this just slight rain falling. Cal Geary straight to the goal line, comes off hands, hit the post, and it'll be a minor score. So the Storm 10-14-74, Eaglehawk 3-8-26, 9 minutes in the last. Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
He's probably reinvented himself a little bit this season. Cal Geary, he has kicked a goal already tonight and getting forward a lot more than what he usually does.
Brodie Philo played on from fullback, sold some candy, then ran his measure and sent it well beyond 50. And a free kick will be given away. Has Harry Conway given away a free kick?
No, Harry's got the free for in the back, and a wry smile from the Eaglehawk player then, Sean Knott, who just gave him a push as he went for the football.
Well, Curnow, he got one on the back of the scone as he led. He took a mark at 50. It was a good pass from Conway, and he looks pretty sore. He got one right in the back of it. Did well to mark, but he's going to line them up 50 from goal.
As he was certainly made to earn that mark by Clayton Holmes there. Holmes just a step behind, tried to spoil, and he made him earn it. But Curnow, as we know, when he puts those arms out in front, very hard for the defender to be able to spoil the ball.
There was no malice, I think.
No.
Holmes actually went to punch the ball, and I reckon he's punched his head.
Yeah, that's right.
Curnow, Rifle Brigade pocket. Holmes stands at 49 metres. Curno's going to get close to the man on the mark if he's not careful here. A bit of a skip and a hop, unusual. He spreads wide to kick it. It won't make the distance. It'll go right to the goal line, then towards the pocket. They track it. Bateson sees it over, and 10 metres out from goal, another ball in.
He's been watching Josh Kennedy. He used to do that bit.
An interesting lead in. We say you need 2 or 3 steps to steady there, John. It was a couple of skips for Curnow then before he kicked.
74 Storm, Eaglehawk 26. Rain continues to fall at the QEO. They'll share it around. Calgary did well. He fed it to the back door to a teammate who's go goalward. In fact, it'll be out of bounds on the full. Kicking the footy there will be Lockie Gill. And no change to the score, 74 playing 26.
Yeah, Troy Coates mightn't be happy with the way the Strathstorm are finishing this quarter because they're not centering the ball into the hot spot. They're having shots at goal from all angles.
Holmes, he kicked a tube from deep in that back pocket, went beyond 50, but Storm are going to bring it back inside through Calgary now. He'll go around the body, and he kicked it straight into Lachlan Wallace, who just slid into the footy, took a chest mark out, 45-degree angle, 15 out from goal.
That was far better, Norm. They did what you wanted them to do.
It was far better, and he's now got the chance to be the 4th Strathstorm player to get their 2nd goal for the night. They've shared the goals around. They've got 7 goal kickers. Nobody's really stood out for them up forward.
So Lockie Wallace, he's already kicked 1 this evening and kicks his 2nd. So the Storm go further ahead 11-14, 80, 3-8 Eaglehawk. So they extend the lead, 3-8-26. 12 minutes in the last. Finals football. Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community thanks to Priority One Property.
Well, I think most people heading to the game were thinking Storm to win, but probably not by this margin. 54 points is somewhat of a surprise.
Yeah, it is a little bit, and you just wonder what this is going to do to Eaglehawk heading into a prelim final next week. They've now got to regroup this week and get back on the ball for next week's prelim.
You would think that Gisborne will get over the line. Golden Square have got some big outs, so potentially it will be Eaglehawk and Gisborne, but you never know, do you? Tune in tomorrow, of course. We've got 3 big games starting from 10 o'clock here on Bendigo's Fresh FM as the ball is on the outer side wing. Receiving a handball for the Storm will be Sheen. He sends it to a teammate out of side. It's a soccer out of the ground by the Storm, off the ground by the Storm. Fallon wins it deep in his defensive zone. To Holmes, to McIver by hand. Still deep defensively. You kick it to Knott, one-on-one. Conway did well. He kept his feet. Now he goes and kicks it long inside forward 50. It's deep. Formosa front and centre.
Oh,
Classic
what a
goal.
kick.
Well
Classic Rovers goal. He was front and centre, went round the body and just put it through. The Storm, 12-14, 86. Eaglehawk, 3-8-26. 13 and a half have ticked over in the last term. Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM, doing it for our community, thanks to Aussie Disposals.
Well, Formosa the goal, but I think we've got to put an asterisk against Harry Conway's name as well. The way he was able to win the ball and get it forward. And again, if he's not Storm's best player, I have him in their best 3.
Yeah, he was out of position then. He was able to get past Sean Knott, and from there, an excellent kick forward. And Formosa, excellent small forwards goal. He was front and centre, and he made the most of it with a kick over his shoulder.
We're out to 60 points. We're out to 10 goals as McPhee wins it from the middle and then sends it forward for the Borough. Sean Williams won it, but it was an ordinary handball. He was penalised, but the umpire said play on Storm. Shannon Geary from half back, advantage to half forward, goes over the top. Holmes won it, fed it by hand to the wing. McPhee, then he goes inboard corridor to Gillingham. Gillingham plays on quickly, left foot, looks for Philo in the pocket, 30 out from goal. Contest forms, Purcell is all tied up as well, and it'll be a ball up. Eaglehawk attacking. 10 goal margin, 86 playing 26.
Yes, unfortunately at present Eaglehawk can't find a tall forward. They've got to go for their smaller forwards to try and get a shot on goal.
Conway, an awkward handball, effective to Cal Smith for the Storm. Sends it to the wing, but Holmes...
He's had a good night for Eaglehawk, especially since moving down back.
Took a mark. Curnow was found out of position for the Storm. Holmes.
No, he shouldn't be allowed to do that.
No, that's right.
There's a shepherd off the ball, was there? With
Yeah, McGlashan walked up and shepherded Curnow on the mark.
Yep.
Ratcliffe now goes short. Short pass to Moorhead. Swings it, sweeping wide handball to Bailey Henderson of the Storm. 60-metre ball to half forward. Formosa running with the flight of it. Robertson offered support. Storm will now kick it long to the top of the goal square. One-on-one contest. Oh, good
Again.
mark. Lachlan Wallace just used his body 10 metres out directly in front and have to fall over to miss it.
Yes, Lachlan about to become the first Strath player to get 3 goals for the night. He's one of 8 that have been able to hit the scoreboard, and what an excellent mark that was. Running with the flight of the ball, swung the arms out and was able to clutch it
Wet
into
pill
his
as
chest.
well, Norm.
Yep.
Absolutely sensational, and he has
Just.
made the goal umpire work hard, and he's just snuck it through. So that is Lachlan Wallace's 3rd goal for the Storm as the rain has just eased up. The Storm go to 13-14-92. Eaglehawk 3-8-26. 16 minutes have gone in the last term. Finals football. Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community thanks to Priority One Property.
Well, that's been the bit of the difference there, wasn't it? He was outnumbered, but still able to take the mark, whereas at the other end of the field, very rarely have Eaglehawk, when they've been outnumbered, been able to win the contest.
No, that's right. With Eaglehawk's confidence down now, you just wonder how many more goals Storm will pile on in the probably 10 minutes that are left.
McGlashan won the tap for Eaglehawk, and it will be a secondary ball up. They all got tied up in their sheen. He's been all right. Also for the Storm. Rucking on this occasion will be Ben Lester. Spills, and just emerging here, doing well will be Heavily side. Dished it off to a teammate who sends it forward. Bouncing footy. Players losing their feet. Slippery now. It is McIver. He's all tied up. 70 out from the Storm goal. Another ball up.
Yeah, and that teammate was Caleb Sheehan that set his teammates a task with that wide pass into space.
92 playing 26. The Storm lead this in the second semi. Running onto the ball will be Coates. He runs to 40. He just a little bit of a divot, replace it. Unselfishly, Robinson goes round the body, tries to put it back into the corridor, so they're still 40 out from goal. Eaglehawk might get away with it. Collins, he's tackled, still tackling hard. It's a throw. He's pinged. I don't know if that was there. I reckon he got his hand to it, and they're unlucky there, Eaglehawk.
Yep. When things are not going your way, they're not going your way, are they?
Free kick to Lockie Gill. It was a good, hard tackle. I think he might have been rewarded for that tackle because it was so severe, but I reckon Collins still got his hand to it.
Yep.
Lockie Gill now. Collins stands at 45. Gill crosses the paint mark of 50. It's long. It's high. Right to the goal line and pops it through.
Well, another one who added to the multiple goal kicking list, Norm. That's his 2nd of the night.
They are, but that was all set up by Hugh Robertson then on the boundary. Could have had a snap at goal from where he was from in the pocket, but he put it back to the hot spot in the centre of the ground, and from there it was all Strath. They were able to get the ball, move it wide, and an excellent tackle was rewarded in the end.
14-14, 98 the Storm. 3-8-26 Eaglehawk. 18 minutes in the last. Finals footy. Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community. Thanks to Holden, Colorado, at Poyser Holden. Back in the middle. McGlashan doing the ruck work for Eaglehawk now. It'll be the Storm, though. They'll win possession again. Little feed over the top to Gill. Gill runs to half forward.
Lovely.
Into the corridor.
It.
It was a drop mark. He hit the Storm player on the chest. He couldn't quite drag it in. That was Wallace. But they've got the numbers. Little give by Lawrence. He gives it to Cal Geary. Dribbled ball, but Holmes was there. I don't know if he realised that Holmes was on the goal line, and defensively they're going to do okay and get away out of jail through Bates and sends it to the outer side. Only momentarily, however, Sam Heavyside marked it. Then he goes short. Short pass finds Sheen, 70 from goal.
And they're queuing up inside 50, aren't they?
Sheen now. He's too far out to score. He's on half forward for the Storm. Puts it corridor. In fact, there's no one there. He's coughed it up and he's kicked it straight to the opposition in Mullen.
Yes, that was a case of looking for his teammate to run into space, and it didn't happen.
Mullen now plays on. He sends it beyond defensive 50. Good punch, Nayland of the Storm. Halfway between half forward and the centre wing. Might have been a head clash in there to a Storm player.
Yep, Nayland
Nayland
down.
He is down as Storm go inside forward 50 through Hunter Lawrence again. Good punch defensively, Eaglehawk. Sam Thompson sharks the football. He'll send it wide, looking for Gillingham. Gillingham probably took his eyes off the footy and shouldn't. It allows Flood away through the Storm. Now a short pass to Moorhead, sweeping handball back to Flood. Flood at half forward now. sends it inside forward 50, kicks it to space to Calgary, chest mark 40 out from home, and will line them up.
Yes, once again a good setup by Strath. They had 2 or 3 players leading and the best option was picked out.
Yeah, just for those listening in, Jack Nolan on his feet and okay.
Yep.
So Calgary, 45-degree angle. He's in the Rifle Brigade pocket. He goes over the chalk mark, the paint mark of 50, sets it high, sets it wide. It won't be a goal. It'll be a minor. The Storm, 14-15-99. Eaglehawk, 3-8-26. 20 minutes ticked over in the last. Finals footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
And Harry Conway coming off for a well-deserved rest after what has been a great game from him tonight.
The only interest at the moment is 99 Storm. Can they tick over the 100? They very well might, because a mark on the outer side by Ben Lester. We're into red time now in this second semi. Leicester will retreat 20 metres backwards to half back to Payne.
Yeah, time for a little bit of tempo football from Storm here. They've done it a couple of times during the night while they wait to gain a better option up forward.
He kicked it to Hunter Lawrence, who was on the wing, but it was a good defensive punch from the back by the Eaglehawk player. I mean, Bateson did well. And it goes over the line. Another ball in. True centre wing, outer side. Ball in. 99 playing 26. Storm are going to win this one for sure.
An interesting versatility. Conway's gone. Conway's come off the ground and Curno's gone down back. So
how's that for an understatement? They're going to win it for sure.
Yeah, well.
As Brodie Collins sends it forward for Eaglehawk.
Good mark.
Was a good mark by Sean Williams. Then on the left, sends it goalward. Bouncing footy. It's wide and will be a minor. 3-9-27 Eaglehawk, 14-15-99 the Storm. 22 minutes in the last, full-on fresh footy.
And Shannon Geary's been for a walk outside the fence, about to head back in and take up his position on the bench.
Curnow played on from full-back, doing the kicking in duties. He had 2 bounces, then sent it to the outer side wing, so they've got some territory here. Goes over the line. Eaglehawk lucky not to give away a free kick for a push there, McPhee. Over the line she goes, and it'll be another ball in. 99 playing 27.
Yeah, plenty of territory. They've got it on their half-forward flank now, all from a kick in at full-back. It's been the difference tonight. They've been able to make ground, whereas Eaglehawk struggle.
Tippett in the ruck now. He's been quiet for Eaglehawk. Punches it to the bottom of a pack. They all dive in underneath it. And just forward of centre now for the Storm, between centre and a half forward. It'll be another ball up. Up they go in the ruck again. Mullen might have been grabbed too high for Eaglehawk. He was, and will get a free kick. He's rewarded. In fact, it might be Fallon. They look alike, those two boys. They've got that mop of black hair. Now he plays on Fallon. Kicks it corridor, but strong contested mark. Gill for the Storm. Spreads it wide quickly to the wing. Finds Calgary. Received a mark, then played on quickly to Coates, who receives a mark. They're just finding space, aren't they?
He hasn't seen Bailey Henderson all by himself in the pocket.
Now he honours a lead. He's had them lining up. Hunter Lawrence again, who's racking up the possession, takes a mark 60 from goal. Hunter Lawrence indicates he's going to go goalward, and then does the old soccer ball and goes inboard and finds Coates. Short pass. Still too far from home, right half forward. Coach of the Storm. Good pass.
Oh, lovely kick. Lovely
Wasn't that
kick.
just a laser ball? And he's hit Hugh Robertson, and he grabbed at his hamstring a little bit as he marked it, but he's going to have his shot at goal. Might have been just a bit of cramp, Norm.
Yeah, he's worked very hard tonight, so it wouldn't surprise me a bit of cramp this late in the game.
No. I think they're saying it was touched.
Right, so...
Oh, yeah, that's why we've got Troy Coates talking to the umpire, and... I think the umpires said touch. One umpire's called touch, the other umpire paid the mark. Both umpires have got together and we'll have a ball up.
It was a laser pass, wasn't it?
An excellent pass, yep.
So unfortunately, it will be a ball up, 35 from goal. And I say unfortunately because when you see quality ball like that, you like to see a good result.
That's right. The ball certainly willed the teammate to it, and Robinson was up to the task, and he's been very good up forward for Storm tonight.
Rifle Brigade pocket, 38 out from goal. Storm attack. Coates just overran the footy. Fallon did well, picked it up and played on from half back for the Borough. Sends it to the broadcast side wing, but they're just lining up the Borough, the Storm. The chest mark's been taken.
Yeah, 2-on-1 there, and, a mismatch. Eaglehawk, no hope.
Finals football, Bendigo's Fresh FM, doing it for our community. And Eaglehawk will get a free kick on half-back for a push. And it might be Brenton Conforti that is the recipient. It is.
Been very quiet tonight, Brenton.
He's on left half-back. He retreats 20 metres deep into the defensive zone to Sam Thompson. They'll look to switch it to the opposite side. Sam Thompson runs and goes. They do exactly that. Now we're on the swinging side wing. Fergus Payne, however, runs on it for the Storm. Slips as he kicks it. Fortunately, ends up with Heavyside. Heavyside now a 50 metre. He flew high and he got a lot of it. Just couldn't quite wheel it in. Jesse Collins mops up for Eaglehawk. Sends it to Brodie Collins on half-back. He goes to the outer side wing. Running underneath the football, McPhee. Over the line she goes, and on half forward for Eaglehawk. Another ball in, 99 playing 27. The Storm lead.
Would have been the mark of the night, Norman. Certainly if there's some scouts here watching Henderson, I think they'd go away thinking, yep, this kid could go on to VFL or even higher the way he's playing.
Well, he's listed as a rookie, so why wouldn't they come to a big final to have a look at him?
That's right, yeah.
It's been pretty tough conditions just in the last quarter or so. The rain has momentarily eased. Cold conditions. Don't forget we're on air tomorrow from 10. We've got 3 big games of Bendigo football in the first semi-final. As we're across half forward for Eaglehawk, Brodie Collins, in fact it's Ben Thompson who emerged. Has he got a free kick? No, it's at the bottom of the pack. It's with Atherton. Atherton across half forward. Unsure to go. Now he does. On as a lead, McPhee. Not as influential as last week. Takes a mark at 50. McPhee now goes corridor. Finds Hommelhoff.
Good kick.
Pinpointed him at 38 metres directly in front. And now Hommelhoff will line them up to the Barnard Street end.
Probably the first time tonight that Eaglehawk have been able to get to the hot spot, leading out from the goal square. And Hommelhoff found plenty of space where early in the game there wasn't any.
Hommelhoff, see if he can put it through. Just to give him a bit of confidence. They've certainly been off their game, the Borough. It's wide. Might be a minor or out of bounds. In fact, it's a minor. So Eaglehawk, that'll be 3:10:28, trailing 14:15:99. Full-on fresh footy. 27.5 minutes have gone in the final term. The Storm play on quickly from full-back and then send it wide to the outer side wing. Off hands, Hunter Lawrence couldn't quite get there. True centre wing, outer side, swimming pool side, ball in.
Yeah, once again, Curnow out of the goal square, ran on. He got an Eaglehawk opponent to come towards him, was able to handball to a Strath player who kicked it long and they're down on the wing.
So umpire throws it in outer side for Mosa, just overran the footy for Storm. Umpire letting it go, trying to find a path. Leicester couldn't. Then it spills again towards the boundary line. Philo picks it up, feeds it over the top to Bateson, but the boundary line win again. And on the outer side wing, another ball in. 14:15:99 Storm. Eaglehawk 3:10:28. 28 in the last. Finals football. Bendigo's Fresh FM doing it for our community. Again, it'll be another ball in as the ball comes off hands, goes over the line.
And it's been a 5-goal 4 point last quarter Strath's way, so they've finished off the game the way they started.
So the Storm will get another rest, Norm, next week. Eaglehawk will lick their wounds, because certainly there are some big wounds opened up here in this game. As another stoppage out of side, another ball up.
And I think that Storm will be sweating on Lockie Sharp. It's good that he'll have a week off because most of this second half he sat on the bench.
Well, he's kicked a couple and still you would say he's had no influence whatsoever as Brodie Collins wins it on half-back. Awkward handball to Holmes. Holmes is good enough to win it. Slippery footy. Collins manages to feed it around. Ends up with Thompson. Sam Thompson short pass, Gillingham. Gillingham short pass, poor kick, intercepted. Moorhead of the Storm. And it's been the story of the night. Brodie Philo looks frustrated. Heavy side received a short pass. Defensive side of the centre circle. Short pass for Mosa. He marks it. Just forward of centre for the Storm. Slow build. Short pass Moorhead. On the wing, broadcast side. Further spreads it towards the wing boundary line, Curnow. So 3 possessions there have gone laterally from the centre to hard up against the boundary line wing. Broadcast side. Curnow, city end. Curnow goes wide to kick it. He's got a swinging action. Looks for Conway. Conway's caught at the back of the pack. Received the footy. He's hit hard by Fallon. He's dragged over the line and 70 out from the Storm goal. Another ball in.
While this is all going on, watching Lockie Sharp walk up and down the boundary line in front of the coach's box. He won't be back. He's got his ankle heavily iced and looking to a fortnight's time.
So it's in the Rifle Brigade pocket, 70 out from goal, ball in, Tippett wins the tap, running onto it was Coates, however, of the Storm, puts it inside forward 50, looking for Henderson. Henderson will win the footy. He was standing in the right place at the right time, bangs it on the boot, but it'll go 50 up and 30 forward. Conway kept his eyes on the ball, just leapt at it, and, well, that was Wayne Carey-like, and takes a mark. As the siren goes, he'll line them up for goal because he's only 30 from goal.
Yes, and just shows the versatility of the Strathstorm side. He came off before.
Harry Conway, he just rushed it. He should have lined them up and he just sprayed it towards goal. It won't matter. They tipped over to the 100-point margin, so it'll be 14-16, 100. And Eaglehawk disappointing 3-10-28. So the second semi has been run and won. Very impressive by the Storm.
Very impressive by the Storm tonight, John. And they just showed us how versatile they can be there at the end. Conway had been very good down back all day. Came off near the end, and when he went back on, he went on up forward. Curnow took Conway's place. He went down back. It just shows the versatility of the Storm side. That'll stand them in good stead in a fortnight's time. They'll be sweating on Lockie Sharp's ankle. When you look at his right ankle, heavily iced, and he's hobbling around out there. He's got a fortnight to get over it, but, they proved tonight that even without Lockie Sharp out there, the Storm is still able to find a way